Hello, good people of the internet, and welcome to episode 6 of Famipod, a podcast for family where we warn you about all of the pricks and prods of the gaming industry trying to burst your familial bubble. Like NVIDIA wants to yassify the industry. Is this the end of Fortnite? And critics wrote off Crimson Desert, but it didn't write back. We'll also talk about the Tamagotchi Live demo, which we totally played, what we've been actually playing, and end it with our bi-weekly run of video game 20 questions. On one side of me, I've got our beautiful Swedish baby boy and resident DLSS 5 expert, Dennis Lofgren.
Hello.
And on the other end, I've got a man who likely still hasn't gone to sleep since our Requiem review last week, Mr. Curley.
I've gotten a solid 8.5 hours since then. Thank you.
That's incredible, brother. If you do it,
that's cumulative.
That's still incredible for you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, wait. Never mind. It's on my end.
Okay. All right.
I was having the stream on.
If you're new to the channel, you can catch us live every Wednesday between 10 and 10:30. We are starting at 10:07 tonight. Well job. Nicely job, everybody.
Well job. Well job.
Well job.
Well job. You can catch us live every Wednesday between 10 and 10:30 on twitch.tv/Curly Studios, which may or may not be changing soon. I have no idea. If you can't make that because you're an adult who understands that the human body needs sleep, you can catch the VOD on YouTube on Thursday mornings. And if you're still too busy because you're one of the 3 billion people playing Crimson Desert, even though the critics told you not to, you can get us on the go on podcast services such as Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. But enough about the stuff you don't care about. Let's get into it. Gentlemen.
Ryan, change your name on Riverside to Ryan. What was it again? Oh shit, I forgot.
Well job.
Ryan, well job. Tierney.
It's got to have Frenchman in the title. It's been a running thing by the entire time we've been doing this.
That's true.
I'll just put well job in parentheses.
Well job.
Hope they pay well. Diego says it's good.
French well job.
French well job's got to be a porn star's name somewhere
I
out
hate
there.
it.
It's got to be.
Gentlemen, I kind of already asked you how you feeling tonight. I didn't get much, but it is what it is.
I feel fantastic. Woo! Man, just another great week of gaming.
So I guess a little more rigmarole. If you are new to the podcast and you want to check out some of our previous content, we are hot off the presses. And by hot off the presses, I mean we did it a week ago of our very first Fama review for Resident Evil Requiem. You can check that out on the channel. It's got a whopping 121 views right now. 4 likes, 2 whole comments. We're rolling.
Holy shit.
I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Get on the bandwagon now, like this trains are moving.
Going viral already.
This kind of sounds like cracked up on friendship.
I mean, we did go viral already with Curly's.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Sure.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, our most watched thing is basically everyone thinking I'm a pedophile. Great.
Yeah. Well job.
Well job.
All right, dudes. Let's get this thing rolling because we know we're gonna be here for at least 3 hours. Y'all want to start off with the hot topic of the week or of the last 2 weeks, I guess, really.
Let's get into it. Let's get hot, dude.
Let's get hot. Let's get hot and bothered. Not really though. DLSS 5. DLSS 5. We're gonna kick this thing off with that one. Let me pull up what I got here. NVIDIA DLSS 5 announced for fall 2026 is a real-time neural rendering system that uses AI to inject photorealistic lighting, materials, and enhanced details directly into games. Unlike previous versions focused on upscaling resolution or frame generation, DLSS 5 alters textures and character models for higher visual fidelity. We got to see a nice little video where they showed us some things.
They massacred our girl.
They massacred Grace Ashcroft and among other characters. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the infusion of AI into the gaming industry as a whole, and the latest and greatest improvement?
I mean, before we just have a straight on like tech talk with Dennis, because he's gonna definitely be in here and explain all this nice and juicy, detailed shit. Right off the bat, I was like, it don't look right, but I like. Here's the thing, at first I'm sold on like, oh, the environments look pretty cool. What's up with those character models? And then the more I saw it, the more I'm like, this looks like they've just got some slop filters on them, and it
It
kind of
does.
sucks. And then it was like a lot of back and forth, just seeing like people like, oh, it's just lighting, realistic lighting. It's like, yeah, but the characters don't look the same, bro. Like it's literally taking the characters that we know and love and like slapping a new art style entirely on them, and it sucks. It's weird, and like for whatever reason, the yassified joke here is like, it looks like the meme of like whenever like the sucky man internet culture where all the female characters that you play as, they have to be attractive, right? So it's just like completely assified our girl, like gave her these like weird looking lips, and like it looks like she's got more makeup done, and like it's just like, it looks like you typed into a prompt like, yo, Grok, why don't you make this girl nice and hot for me? It's like that's what it feels like when you look at it. It's uncomfortable, it's gross, and like we've already like, it's already been scary of the lines of, it's like, well, we're using AI to fill in these frames. It's like, that's cool, that looks great. Keep doing that. Because it lets us like get better image quality with less hardware. And boom, immediately this new chapter is already like, actually, what if we started to use that Gen AI stuff in on it? And it's like, oh, god damn it, we can't have anything. We can't have anything nice.
Yeah,
it sucks.
The more I look at it, and I was watching it before we went live here, it just, you can kind of see how it just looks like a PNG stuck over their face. And anytime the characters actually start moving, it just, you can see how the light shifts around it. It looks terrible. Dennis, you're gonna jump all over the tech talk, but like just a little bit of more information. Some games that have already planned to use DLSS 5, Resident Evil Requiem shown in the little trailer that they had: Starfield, Hogwarts Legacy, Assassin's Creed Shadows, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Phantom Blade Zero, and Where Winds Meet. There's a few other games on that list, but there's a bunch of games I never heard of. So is it disheartening to see so many like big titles jumping on it already? Like,
well, my opinion is that they're all gonna bail out of it.
Really? Okay.
Well, so my opinion on DLSS 5, I mean, it looks like ass, is what it is. Like, I remember seeing, because like, I'm a big fan of Digital Foundry. They put out a video at the same time as the reveal. I mean, they probably had some kind of embargo, and I saw the notification on my phone of like DLSS 5. I was like, oh, DLSS 5. And I went on my computer, saw the thumbnail, and the thumbnail was that first Grace comparison that the trailer starts with. And immediately I just see like, oh, this, no. They just yassify Grace.
No.
And I mean, there was like a big controversy over Digital Foundry's reaction to this.
Because they kind of endorsed it, right?
Yeah, they have kind of backtracked that a bit, explained some of the circumstances. There also seems to have been some big drama inside of Digital Foundry, because there's only two of them that went to see DLSS 5, and the two others had not seen any of it before the reveal, and they did not like it very much at all. and now they are also like kind of under fire for not even saying anything. um but yeah, so yeah, I think it looks like complete ass. Like the characters look bad. The environments just kind of look like they took the brightness slider and shoved it up. um the the generative AI layer just adds light sources that don't exist. uh and it's a lot of like brighter image, better image situation, where I don't know, do you guys know Marcus Brownlee, the tech YouTuber?
I've heard of his name, but I don't think I've watched his stuff.
So he reviews technology, mostly phones, and every year he does this community like competition between the year's smartphones, where he takes the same image on every phone, and he um, then he basically allows his audience to vote which image is better. And then he does like I believe it's like one of those wrestling matchup boards, basically, to determine who wins. And the winner every year is the phone that made the brightest image. Not the phone that had the best image, but the brightest image.
Yeah.
That is because the general person who doesn't know anything about what makes a good image likes the brighter image more. And it feels like DLSS 5 was trained on that entire philosophy of just brighter is better. Don't care about contrast values or anything like that. It's just brighter, better. And that is like how it works. And yeah, I don't like that at all. But as for what I said before, why I think all these developers are gonna back out is because I think this was what happened behind the scenes. Nvidia went out to some of their like DLSS slash GeForce partners and were like, "Hey, here's the new DLSS 5. It has this generative AI." Or, I mean, I'm sure they didn't use the term generative AI.
Right.
They don't seem to like using that term themselves. But here's this new version of DLSS that doesn't just upscale the image, but it also improves the lighting. And I'm sure like the people who approved being a part of this, they were the higher ups, the execs, leads, potential game project leads potentially, that may not have either looked too much into it or didn't really have much of an opinion or like technical know-how or whatever. So they were probably like, oh, DLSS, well, everyone loves DLSS, of course we'll be a part of the new DLSS, you know? So they had their teams implement this new version of DLSS, because that's another, I mean, I don't like this thing either, but like a lot of haters online are making it sound like this is something you can just add to it. Like, no, this needs to be implemented. So every single part of this that we saw was approved by each company that made the game. A lot of people are saying that like Nvidia just kind of took some games and yassified them, and that's not what happened, unfortunately. But what I think is that just like how some of the people at like Digital Foundry were also kind of shocked by this and were never told about it, I think a lot of the people that work at these companies, particularly like the ground level developers, they saw this and like, why is our game here? This looks like ass. And I would imagine particularly the art teams.
Yeah.
And so I think all of these companies have had probably huge like conversations about this technology internally ever since the reveal. And I think after you see for example, if you're Capcom, let's say you were some like higher up at Capcom who approved this, after seeing how literally nobody on the internet likes this, none of the developers on Resident Evil Requiem liked this, particularly the art team that was so like celebrated over this game. Nobody likes it. Do you remain part of this? Probably not. So
what a kick in the teeth to the RE Requiem team as well. Just like who absolutely cooked on Requiem with the way that game looks. Like
and then like even the other games like the Starfield ones, it's like kind of uncanny to look at them. And like those games were already kind of ugly, but they had an art style to it, and it's just like throwing that away. It's so weird.
Yeah. I also though think if there's one of these that actually generally looks better, it's Starfield. But it's because the lighting was so ass to begin with.
There's like a shot of this lady in the Hogwarts Legacy game where like all of a sudden her whole face is illuminated and it like her wrinkles like look like a different person. It's it looks like a completely different art style. It's just like, imagine pouring years of your life into like a character design and the art of a game just to have like an upscaler just to say, nah, fuck all that. Just
it also, holy shit. I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but like looking at that first like shot of Grace, it looks like, is that the Switch 2 version of this game? Because there's something about
it is the PC path traced version of the game.
Okay.
The thing is, so why Grace looks so like low definition in this shot is because this is the gameplay model of Grace. It's not the cutscene model, which is the one that most people are familiar with because that's the one they always see close.
So I don't know jack shit about shit, but like, let's say Capcom's like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Like, how far down the line has this already gone? Is it too late? Like, I mean, did they like, what can they back out? Like, I don't even know. Or better yet, like, does Nvidia back off and reassess? Like, that's more what I would expect to happen, is Nvidia to be like, hey guys, the generic corporate shit, we heard your feedback, we listened, and we're going in a different direction for the next and latest and greatest DLSS 5 plus or whatever. Like,
I think Nvidia can't afford to back down. Adjacent to this, I don't know if you saw any of the quotes that came out from Jensen Huang's interview with Lex Friedman. Jensen Huang is the CEO of Nvidia. He made some fucking strange ass statements, which makes it kind of sound like he's kind of desperate. So one of the things he said was, let me just get the quote up here. If your $500,000 engineer is burning at least $250,000 in AI tokens, something is wrong. So just because you have a great engineer on your team that's worth $500,000 a year, that person needs to burn at least $250,000 in tokens to be a valuable engineer. And it's like, and there were a lot of jokes about this. Like, one of the other things that he said was like, every college student needs to be proficient in AI. Everyone needs to use AI. And like, there were a lot of jokes about like, so for example, he says this thing about the engineers. And then like one of the quote tweets that I saw is, CEO of Oreos, if you're not eating at least 250 Oreos, something's wrong. So it's like he has a vested interest in wanting to ensure that AI succeeds because I mean, the entire AI industry is lives on the shoulders of Nvidia's GPUs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's the thing though, is like we didn't cross that line before of the usage of AI, and everybody's kind of okay with what DLSS has been doing thus far. It's just like
Yes, the
once you,
difference there is that this is Gen AI and it
yeah,
wasn't before, right?
but they don't have to go that route. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, or do they?
so
I don't know. Like,
what I don't think Nvidia will back down, because I think, um, for example, everything, OpenAI ending Sora this week.
oh yeah,
Um,
that's right too.
Jensen
Shit.
Huang's very desperate sounding statements, other just general AI downturn. And then if Nvidia just goes ahead and cancels this feature or delays it or whatever, I think Nvidia would be scared that this would just add to the pile that ends up breaking the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble's like ready to burst.
Yeah, the bubble is ready
Good.
to burst, which
Also,
I am. Please burst.
Yeah,
Please.
it's gonna
on-
happen. Like, when, how, what circumstances, I don't know, but it's gonna.
on top of that, like some of the other things that came out of this was just like the power required to run this. Dennis, you can probably speak to this better than I can, but like is mentioned that it requires like that demonstration that they ran before required two 5090s just to run it. Um, one
Yes,
for
one
the fidelity and one for the AI processing.
yeah, one 5090 was running the actual like path trace version of Resident Evil Requiem, for example, and the other 5090 was running DLSS 5. But they did also say that they have it running on a single graphics card right now, but I'm assuming there's something wrong with it, and that's why they didn't show that version. But I mean, I think that concern is a bit unfounded. Like, I don't think they would never release this in a state where you actually need two GPUs. Like
Sure,
they are very confident that they're gonna get it down to one GPU, and as they have also said, they have it working on one GPU right now. So I do think, like, even if this was a good feature that people wanted, they were gonna get this down to a single GPU situation.
I guess more so my point with that was like I wouldn't imagine they would require you to have two GPUs, but like what contemporary consoles aren't running this, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this is going to be
no.
all PC.
Mm.
Unless like the whole adoption of the cloud streaming takes off, but
Yeah,
that's not.
that's not happening with Sony.
Yeah, that tech's not quite there with consoles yet either. But I mean, that's the reality for the future though, and these games are going to require this much processing. It probably is just going to be somewhere at some fucking farm that streams to your consoles and whatever you're playing on.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think I think it was incorrect. First of all, I don't know why this is a DLSS feature to begin with. I don't think it makes sense to be part of DLSS. But the other thing is, it's gonna be worth noting that this will be another feature in under the DLSS umbrella. Like, if you've never used DLSS before, in the settings menu of a game that has implemented DLSS, you turn on, like, for example, DLSS super resolution, which is the one that upscales the image, separately from DLSS frame generation or DLSS ray reconstruction. Like, these are enabled separately. So this, like, I don't know, DLSS ass lighting feature. This one is like, even if it does get released, which I am quite confident it will be, it will be a separate slider, like a separate toggle. And so I think even if, like, Capcom, for example, if they're like contractually obligated to ship this feature, it will be a toggle, and
Yeah,
that you don't have to turn on. And I think, like, for the future, they will probably not implement it. Like, for example, the next, like, let's say they haven't already signed on to have this feature in, like, Pragmata. Like, I could see a situation where this lighting feature comes to Requiem but doesn't come to Pragmata, for example.
So like what happens like I know Nvidia, the desperate side, I definitely could see that. I understand that. But like what happens when these major publishers are like, yeah, we don't want any part of that, and then just nobody's on it anyway? Like what happens then?
Then I would say the preferable outcome for Nvidia happens, which is that it dies a slow and silent death instead of them having to make a press release.
Yeah, I guess we'll tell. Time will will.
And then maybe
will
they'll
time
just
tell?
like maybe they'll
Time
just
well
like
job.
quietly
Well job.
they'll just quietly remove it in DLSS 6 or something. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, is like, let's just move to the next one and get back to what people actually like out of our features and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, Ryan's right. Like these, you're gonna need this beefy ass 5090. Anybody in that is like so ingrained in gaming and PC gaming. Nobody's gonna want that. Like everyone's already been vocally against it. It's just like,
Not to mention
man,
how
nobody's
expensive they are at this point. Like, it's
Like,
just not sustainable.
I don't know anybody that would like be an advocate for this, especially maybe it's like the audience that are like, well, I paid this much for my graphics card, might as well use all the bells and whistles. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Let's see. I was thinking about so the other thing that the Nvidia has, and this was also kind of part of why Digital Foundry were kind of very intrigued by it, is because Nvidia seems to have lied about how it works.
Yeah.
So for example, in your introduction, Ryan, you said that it could you read exactly what it does again? That you read?
Oh yeah, is a real-time neural rendering system that uses AI to inject photorealistic lighting materials and enhance details directly into games. Unlike previous versions focused on upscaling resolution or frame generation, DLSS 5 alters textures and character models for higher visual fidelity.
Yes, so that's wrong. Like it doesn't actually change the textures or like the geometry or anything like that. Like they have and like they just basically take the color output of the frame, like just like if you were to take a screenshot of the game, that is basically the output without the UI. Of course, the UI is added later. And then they take something that's called motion vectors, which is kind of like a way for DLSS uses this already. It's like a way for DLSS to kind of understand how things are moving so it can more smartly upscale things, basically. So it takes the color value and motion vectors and then basically just slaps that into a generative AI thing. So it means that it doesn't actually change. It doesn't actually like go into the engine and upscale or change any textures or anything like that. It just takes the output color value of the screen and yassifies it.
Basically, like it's like a scraping, right? Like, or at least it's trained by scraping other images around the internet, which is, I mean, the big problem with AI. But like one of the things that I heard a couple podcasts talking about is like with the yassification of like characters, especially female characters, is due to the fact that AI is trained on like pornographic images, which is like,
yeah, I mean, a lot of, if you think about generally all of the photos that, because okay, so another thing is like DLSS is like the regular like DLSS super resolution or frame gen and stuff like that. Like those are trained on game footage at like 16K. That's why, like, the reason why, for example, Resident Evil Requiem with DLSS looks higher resolution, like sometimes higher resolution than actually running it at the native resolution, is because the DLSS model is trained on footage rendered at 16K. So when it's looking at something, it's like, oh, I know what that is because I've seen this exact thing in 16K, and that's why it's able to upscale it better. But this new feature, this is just using like a general ultra realistic image generation model essentially. So
doing, like,
it's trained, and that is like part of the feature. Like if you look at like just what is this trying to do? It is trying to bridge the uncanny valley by using a model trained on realistic photography, like real images, and therefore be able to inject like what is it that's missing from real-time rendering to realism. And that's like what it's trying to do. So considering like this model isn't trained on game footage at all, and that's why it doesn't look like game footage. And
there's also, like, outside of, like, you're not wrong, like, the pornography of it all, but, like, this is, like, unfortunately, if you scroll on Instagram and Facebook, everyone's using filters that yassify the
exactly, like all of it. That's what I was gonna get to. Like all of the data that this model is trained on what's available on the internet. And like, you know, I mean, it's gonna sound like I'm blaming women for this, but I'm not. But like, it's like this, like a societal thing. Like there's societal pressure placed on women to look perfect. So when they take a picture of themselves, or a picture of them is taken and placed on the internet, it is in their interest from like a societal perspective to look as perfect as possible, which means you don't have any actual genuine data, or not enough data anyway, of what a woman is supposed to look like without the step of looking perfect in the middle. And that's why women particularly get yassified in the model.
It's gross. I don't like it.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's problematic, and like I think it was such a bad idea for them to. Their first shot was of Grace Ashcroft because
Yeah.
Grace Ashcroft's face is based on a real person that we know who they are. And when you're doing this thing and she looks nothing like the real person. She looks like vaguely Asian, in my opinion. It's like, that's not her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, it sucks. Hopefully, it goes away soon. Probably not. But you know, while we're on the topic of AI, let's talk about Epic Games laying off 1,000 workers. And its CEO Tim Sweeney said it is not in any relation to AI. So this came out this week, right?
Yeah.
That Epic's laying off 1,000 workers, as well as cutting 3 of its game modes from Fortnite. The games to be Rocket Racing, which is like I guess was the spinoff built off of Rocket League.
It was like a racing mode.
Ballistic, which is Fortnite's attempt at Counter-Strike, and then Fortnite Festival, which was the Guitar Hero. What's the other one?
The Rock Band.
Rock Band kind of spin-off thing that they did.
Wait, what did they do to those? Did they shut those down?
They shut those down. Those are done.
Okay.
So in the past, I guess, couple of years, Fortnite's been making a concerted effort to make Fortnite more like Roblox, I guess, or at least more like a service where people can create and a platform where people can live. I mean, it already was that with its normal game mode, but with the battle royale stuff, but like even more so here, it seems that is either become too costly or just not what they want to do going forward. What do y'all think? Is this I don't think it's necessarily the death of Fortnite as I put in the intro, but
Yeah.
I mean, like we're seeing that everything has a ceiling, including the biggest thing in gaming. Like, I mean, Roblox has a ceiling, Fortnite has a ceiling, and I think it's just a little bit mismanaged on probably expectation of things, because especially whenever you're going on 10 years old of something, people like to move on to new things. So what they try to do is diversify the thing to keep you coming back, to keep you doing different things and stuff. But the reality is like Fortnite's not dead and it's not gonna die. It's one of those like evergreen titles that is just gonna be around, but it's not gonna always be the biggest thing in the world. And unfortunately, what happens was like you're still trying to balloon this thing and keep it the biggest thing in the world. So you're investing this many employees, this many resources, and eventually it's just like we're talking about is the bubble's gonna burst, and the bubble has done bursted, and 1,000 people's jobs is crazy. Like that's insane. Like that's I wouldn't have expected that.
To insist that it's not AI related, I feel you gotta question, right? Like, how do you plan to offset the loss of 1,000 people's jobs, like productivity wise? Like, obviously you're shutting down 3. I don't know if they had entire studios dedicated to these. I doubt it, but I mean, 1,000. It didn't take 1,000 people to make these 3 titles, so those jobs are lost elsewhere. Like, if you're trying to convince the public that this isn't going to be offset by the utilization of AI, I think you're kidding yourself.
Well, I think that I mean, if they are they, I didn't look into this one enough. Like, are they actually shutting down the whole like Roblox element of Fortnite?
Not the whole creative element, just those 3 games.
Yeah, those
Okay.
modes.
Because I was thinking like, I mean, there would be a lot of people there alone. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I I think the whole news story of like of this, and like I've seen a lot of people like doomering over this. It's like, if Fortnite can't make it, what does that mean for other games? It's like, bro, Fortnite is just dying. That's it. Like, we don't have to doom about the whole game industry because Fortnite's failing. Like,
Yeah, I do think it's worth noting, like it is a big deal. I mean, Epic I mean, they're not a Steam competitor, but they're like the closest thing that
They
it
tried to
has.
be.
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, they've got so much money because of Fortnite and stuff. It is damning to see this many people in the industry just lose their job like that. And to your point, Ryan, the AI of it all, it's weird timing. It's unfortunate timing, because like just seeing some of the devs like post out the way that this was handled was shit too, because I mean, literally people came in, they thought they had a job, and they're like, hey, you don't. Like literally, the dude that designed Casey and a bunch of the original Fortnite guys was one of these that were fired. And he's the guy that literally designed the flagship characters for your game. And he's just gone. It's like, why? Why him? Like, that's what begs the question of like, man, this dude should have been a solid, like, yeah, we can't get rid of this guy. Like, it's weird. And it is like well, we have enough characters, we don't need you, or like, are we just gonna
well,
subset
Fortnite's
that off
just other characters now.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
lot of like crossover stuff too, but I don't know. It sucks.
It's like
and
Lego.
then,
Who cares about original Lego characters anymore?
That's a good point.
Also, Festival was fantastic. That fucking sucks that it's going away, because that's like one of the coolest things about Fortnite. I think is like the gateway into those other modes was like a gateway for kids to play things that aren't the same exact game. Like that's the one thing I did respect Fortnite for, is like every kid wants to play it because it's the popular thing, but then they get in there and there's a survival game. It's like, well, then you could probably offset that into like either a Rust or like a Minecraft, and then you got a dope rhythm game that's literally just Guitar Hero and Rock Band combined, and also introducing kids and people to popular music. Like,
Sure. Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
It kind of sucks that one gets the axe. Kind of hurts me because like I had fun playing that with Alex and stuff, and Alex was like jamming to like gorillas and shit, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like,
But what I don't understand about that is that, okay, I can understand them like firing or like letting go of the teams behind them because they can't like maintain them anymore or whatever. But I don't understand shutting them down. Like they run on the Fortnite
yeah,
servers.
yeah.
It's not like they have their own servers. It's like there's
I mean,
there's like nothing. It doesn't pain them anymore by just letting them be on
I mean,
Fortnite.
it has to be a licensing thing for festival. Like it has to be very expensive to constantly update daily artists and top 40s music. Like I don't know the logistics of it, but like it's
Yeah,
probably not a cheap thing to have.
Rocket Racing.
That one makes no sense. That one doesn't make any fucking sense.
yeah,
That you know what that is? Nobody was playing it. They're just like, we might as well.
it's got to be the same thing with the Ballistica or whatever, the Counter Strike clone or whatever. I'd never even heard of it. I didn't even know it was a thing. I
It
don't
was
look. I
first
haven't played.
person competitive Fortnite.
I
Mm.
haven't
Basically.
played Fortnite in quite a long time. And I like being hyperbolic, obviously, but in no way do I think this is the death of Fortnite or even Epic.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
gonna be
does,
around.
it does like
They're still the
it
creators of
sends.
Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. But it does send reverberations out throughout the industry of like this is an empire. Like Fortnite is a gaming empire. They, for lack of a better way of defining it, Epic and Fortnite have been the face of the industry for the better part of a decade, right?
yeah.
Like that is, the what started this whole live service initiative from
Mhm.
so many different studios chasing what Fortnite was able to do. And you're seeing the shift away from that live service um, initiative from a lot of different studios. And I don't think Fortnite's going to follow suit by any stretch, but I think it's telling of that where the average gamer's mindset is there. Like I think we're gonna reach a turning point where people don't want to live in that kind of service anymore, or that kind of game anymore. And Fortnite's day at the top of the mountain may come to an end. I don't think it'll ever be gone, but nothing lasts forever. So you never know what's going to happen. We don't really think about that. In the Fortnite's limelight, we just kind of think it's going to be there forever. Like it's going to sit at the top of the mountain because it's a infinite money glitch for lack of a better way. I'm talking about it. Uh, it is like a back to reality kind of moment of like things don't last forever.
Yeah, and I mean, if there is any kind of silver lining from this, is exactly what you said. Is like maybe we just let them over dramatize and doom and gloom this. That way, other studios will stop trying to chase what the fuck they're doing. Because like I'm so sick of that. Like, man, so many studios just trying to jump on the live service train. It's like, hey man, Fortnite, they're dwindling, bro. Maybe don't do that, Nothing lasts forever.
Sony almost crashed their entire format for this thing. Like,
I don't even think it's almost. I think they'd fucked themselves this whole generation. Like,
One thing that I do want to note that I didn't read their whole press release, but I read like a bit of it. I did appreciate how it wasn't so like PR cleaned up. Like it was not like we're doing a reorganization to better fucking whatever. Like it was basically just Tim being like, we're spending more than we're making and we have to lay people off. Like that was it. And I do appreciate them just actually being honest like that because nobody is.
yeah.
Everyone's trying to flip their layoffs as a good thing by calling it a reorganization.
Right. It's like,
It's like, no, you're laying people. I mean, yes, reorganization is like literally like a term that you can use for this, but like it's a PR term, right? Like it's a term that
right.
that you're using so that layoffs don't sound as bad as they are.
And those always start with like, we've had a great year with this many things, this many players, blah blah blah. By the way, we're laying off 1,000 people.
Yeah,
like,
what?
what?
It's always like I don't know, like when when Sony closed down Blue Point, it was like, oh, Blue Point, they're the best. Everyone loves Blue Point. They're so
Exactly.
good, except we have to shut them down. It's like, but why? You just glazed them for
What do
like
you
half
mean?
an hour.
It's so ridiculous. And yeah, man, it's I mean, like again, the worst part about this is 1,000 people is a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yikes.
the sort of like small glimmer of I guess good news with it, to what Dennis was saying about like the way it was conveyed. It also was in the article. This from CBS. Epic workers affected by the layoffs will receive at least 4 months of base pay as severance, plus healthcare benefits for 6 months in the U.S. It's a move that apparently saved them $500 million, which whatever.
Wait, wait.
Dude,
So
there's
all
so
of
much money involved in all
this.
this. Like,
Wait, you're saying this saved them $500 million?
$500 million.
I don't know. I don't know if Shaboink is lying, but they said they made $5 billion in 2024.
that's what I mean. There's so much money wrapped up in this that's like
500 million is nothing compared to that.
like we're saving $500 million, bro. You are like in the billions. Like, what is that? That's chump change. Like, but like investors and all this shit, and it's that corporate world that the games industry is fucking itself with right now, where it's just like everything has to be growing constantly, more, me. It's just like, oh my god, can we ever catch a fucking break on like how much is enough, y'all? Like
Yeah.
actually, how much is enough? Can we not just like have a stable industry that like makes great art and everybody has jobs and can go to their families and feed them? Like, do we need this much fucking money as a company, as an entity?
No, Tim Sweeney needs money
man.
so he can sue another tech giant.
Fuck.
By the way, speak statements that aged like fine milk. When Epic sued Apple and Google, somebody asked them, how can you afford this? And they were like, Fortnite's making us so much money, maybe we'll run out, maybe we'll struggle in 1 or 2 decades.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, what do you mean? Though, to be fair, the whole AI boom happened after him making that statement. So maybe this is due to AI spending that they have started to run out of money, or they might have been able to continue that battle for 1 or 2 decades, as they said. But when you're starting to not make as much, or when you're starting to spend more than you're making, then like it doesn't make sense to keep spending more than you're making for much longer, you know?
To a more or I guess a less doom and gloom side of this conversation, I kind of touched on the idea that like Fortnite's been the face of the industry for the past decade or so. I think that's probably over. It not just based off of this, but just how the industry's moving. I'm curious on y'all's thoughts on like what does the next 10 years of the industry look like? Like what does who grabs that spot? Who's been the face of the industry for the past 5 years?
Unfortunately, we're
Capcom.
at a point in time. Yeah, Capcom for sure. Actually, we're at a point in time now where it's just like the AI thing is the fucking big thing for the next decade, and that's like an unfortunate reality of like this stuff is happening so fast. It's everywhere. Literally, you can't talk about this story without bringing up AI and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. Do we have like a company? Is Capcom gonna be the face of the industry? Probably not, just because of like don't get me wrong, Capcom is absolutely cooking, but like an 8-year-old's not playing Resident Evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I think you're more looking at Capcom from a standpoint that you like, is Capcom the new Naughty Dog? I could see that. Like that is a conversation, but Capcom not being the face of the industry the way Fortnite's been, they're like what captivates the masses, like the way Fortnite has from 2010 to 2020 or 2015 to 2025. Like,
I don't know
Leon
that we see
Kennedy
it that
specs.
way. Yeah, I'm down for that. I
wait,
don't know
what?
if we see it that way again because like
He said, "What captures the industry like Fortnite has for the past few years is like Leon Kennedy specs, clearly."
Ah, that's
similar to
it. That's
what
got to be
we
it.
just said was like the 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 Fortniteification of the industry of the last 10 years was everybody's chasing for that platform, that place for everyone to live. And like there's going to be games and platforms that do that, but I don't see another one stepping in and being that just because of the nature of Fortnite itself has reached that ceiling and now it's dwindling. It's like I don't think that's what people are looking for in experiences anymore. Like because if they were, there's too many games and too many platforms already out there for a new thing to come
It's
in
like
and
that.
be
Yeah.
that. It's like the Roblox and the Fortnite. It's like do we what that's already mind shared. Like who's like looking for something like that isn't already on those platforms? I don't know. I'm not looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't know any kids that give a shit about like what the next thing is. They're just like, yeah, V-Bucks, woo, Robux, hooray. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I feel like we've already reached that point in gaming where it's just like I don't think the live service thing is gonna be the next thing at all. I think it's gonna just
Yeah,
hopefully move on to like a Capcom where it's just like we're back to single player games, like as the
I
face of the
think
industry.
I think what's gonna happen is the industry are gonna like the industry's kind of like correct itself, where we are gonna go back to more single player games, more smaller productions. Like, um, I think we are pretty close to like a video game crash, where
Mhm.
it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be spending fucking 300-400 million on a
On
single
Spider-Man.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
like and like I feel like at some point there has to be um like a conversation inside of these companies where it's like, how did we make the first Spider-Man for like a
Yeah.
fraction of this cost? It is the same game.
Dude, that was an article I saw today, wrapped around like the new Harry Potter show, but like the producers whoever came out and were like, hey, maybe don't expect this to be like an annual release thing. It's similar to like the House of Dragon, Game of Thrones thing. It's like this stuff just can't happen at an annual level. And then just like a bunch of the comments are like, bro, this 10 years ago it was like Game of Thrones was like
Yeah.
every year we got a season. Like
Also, like
why can't that happen?
if any show needs to be annual, it's this one, because the kids are
Exactly.
not going to be
supposed to age in a year at a time. Like,
yeah,
But it's just
exactly. Like,
what
what
do
do
you
you
mean it can't be done? What like Breaking Bad did it? Like what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. Like I mean they made the movies like pretty damn quick. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was every year or was
it was
it?
basically it was
was-
every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they were able to make movie. I've seen the TV shows are much larger, but like you don't have to make them at the same
Yeah.
quality. Like that's another like TV show is like you don't have to make them at movie quality.
Yeah. Like dude, like I appreciate the crazy stuff that they pulled off with like a Game of Thrones, but like if we just kept stuff at that quality, like that's fine. Like we don't need like better than movie quality TV shows. Like it doesn't need to be that way. Like waiting 2-3 years for a season, like Stranger Things, for example, it's a great show, love it. But like it is fucking hilarious that like these guys are in high school, but they're clearly like 30 years old now. Like it's so and like that's the thing too, is like these franchises are stretched out for so long, and it's just like it's exactly what we're seeing with like our Naughty Dog developers, where it's just like,
Yeah.
dude, we're getting a game a generation, like if we're lucky. Like
And I mean,
it's
here's
so
like a situation where, like, with the Harry Potter shows, like, you not only have the books to go from, but you also have another adaptation to go from.
Right.
So I feel like what they, in that situation, they could literally just like write the entire series ahead of time and then just kind of make alterations as they get feedback on previous seasons. So it's like, it's not like you can't just go into production of the next season immediately.
Right.
It's also a remake of a movie series of a book. Like all the source material you need is done. Like you don't
Yeah.
there doesn't need to be much
Yeah.
legwork on what you need to do with this story. Like
Yeah, it's not like Stranger Things where they had to like actually figure out what's gonna happen
Right.
next.
and the
That-
last couple seasons of Game of Thrones took forever because George R.R. Martin didn't write his stuff. Like
Yeah, and just to rope it back to like video games, like maybe, and this has been happening, so maybe it's not like what does the next decade look like, but like sure enough, like it's gonna be very indie forward facing, like the
Yeah.
indie side of video games is fucking singing better than it ever has, and like granted, like the series that we love are taking 5 years to make because they're fucking teams of 3 to 5 people or small ass
Yeah.
teams making these games. But like at some point, the AAA industry's got to take some lessons or some notes. Or and this is a conversation again. I keep saying we're gonna have. Why aren't these other studios looking at what the fuck Capcom's doing? Somebody's got to study these motherfuckers and figure out how they figured out they got the sauce, dude. They're putting out games at a super high quality level at a consistent level. That's all we need. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
I mean, the Resident Evil series has been essentially annual since Resident Evil 2 Remake. Or no, since Resident Evil 7.
There's like what 1 year off because Resident Evil 4 remake to Requiem, but like still like
And I think there was 1 year between 7 and 2 Remake. But otherwise it's
okay.
been annual. And it's like
but
we had
but also
one
Capcom is putting out other games too,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And we had like one miss
Capcom's
in
a
Resident
publisher,
Evil
not a
3.
studio. So
Yeah, no,
different.
Yeah,
you're-
yeah, but like
that's-
I think I mean, for example, like yes, Capcom, but I think it is the same studio within Capcom that makes all the Resident Evil games. It's just that they are all that studio is also split in separate teams. But they're still like extremely efficient. Like it's not unusual for Capcom to announce a game and it being out in the same year.
Yeah, I need whoever's like making decisions over at Square Enix to just walk their asses over to Capcom and be like, "Hey man, how y'all doing this, man? It's taken us 13 years to put out a title." Like,
I mean, Square technically puts out a lot of games. It's just
I mean,
they're not necessarily the ones we want.
Yeah. I think the last thing that I wanted to bring up on the Fortnite topic is that as someone who worked at like a UGC studio where we made stuff for like Roblox and Fortnite, I do know that nobody cares about Fortnite on that level.
Yeah.
So it's like I understand how the creative part of Fortnite is not doing very well.
Yeah.
there's so many games that already occupy that space. Nobody was going to Fortnite for that to begin with.
There's also like I think it's like a Korean thing called Sepedo, which is another Roblox metaverse situation,
Really?
but I've never seen it other than through through where I worked.
Um,
Want
all
to
right,
talk about the Nintendo news?
we got
Couple drops, yeah.
talking about Tamagotchi, or are you talking about the
I was thinking the price drop, and Shaboink also brought up the 30% production cut.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is like I want to specifically talk about the production cut thing. From what I've understood is that this is being like gravely misrepresented. because people like to hate on Switch 2. First of all, like I saw a video from Kit Ellis, who used to work at Nintendo. He's part of Kid and Krista, the ones who made the Nintendo Minute Show. He said that, first of all, like, this guy, he talked about like how back when they worked at Nintendo, they would see news stories from this guy and be like, what's he talking about? Like, they worked at Nintendo. So like there's some kind of like, we don't really know if this is true or not. The other thing is
it
that
is all just reported speculation.
Yeah. And the other thing is, and Nintendo has also publicly replied to news stories from this person before, saying, like, denouncing the story. So, and like, Nintendo, like, they never comment on rumors and speculation, and they have specifically gone out of their way to reply to news stories from this person before. The other thing is that the fact that Nintendo, even if this is true, and Nintendo is cutting 30% of production of Switch 2, Switch 2 is still the fastest selling console ever made. It just means that their predictions were way out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch 2 is still selling like insane.
Yeah, it's still selling great. It's just like the production line like can slow down. And that could still be because, like, hey, it didn't quite meet those expectations, but those expectations were insane. Like,
exactly.
and I did see there was some more nuance to it where that's specific to the US market versus like the Japanese market has been like rock solid and exceeding expectations. So there's give and take there as well. One of the interesting things about the Switch 2, I'll just note, and this is just a personal thing, because I talk video games with a lot of different groups of people, and every person like at work that have a Switch, I ask like, hey, you gonna get the Switch 2? They're like, oh fuck no, or Nintendo's got enough of my money. I'm just like, explain that for me. Like, there's like no less than like 3 or 4 people that are just not buying into the platform, and because they're casual to Nintendo, they're not like us. Like they got the Switch because of Zelda and Mario Kart and whatnot, but the Switch 2 has the Mario Kart and is going to have a Zelda, so maybe they'll eventually buy into it, but like they seemingly have no interest in it now. It's just weird that the Switch 2 hasn't seemed to have broken through to a casual audience.
Yeah, I just don't think they've had the title to do it yet. It doesn't seem like, or
yeah,
at least,
I guess. Yeah,
not the way they did with Breath of the Wild. Like, I think Breath of the Wild was had that different kind of sauce when the first Switch launched. Like, launching with that, Mario Kart should have had that, but I don't think it captured the industry the way that Nintendo probably hoped. And even like, all the praise that we credit. Whoa, those
Mario movie figures,
the McDonald's toys.
Yeah,
nice.
Happy Meal.
Very nice, very nice. Even Bonanza, for all the critical success that it had, I don't think really captivated the mainstream audience the way like Odyssey did.
Yeah, that's another one where I'm just like, dude, I'm saying this as a real person. Like, I legitimately, this Donkey Kong Bonanza game's one of the best games I've played in a long time, and they just laugh it off. And I'm like, I'm not joking. Like, it's legitimately amazing.
I also think the extreme amount of Nintendo Switch 2 editions isn't helping.
True, yeah.
Like, it's a lot of just, here's the same game, but it performs better, and the and the average person is like, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what it is also like about Mario Kart World that didn't set the casual audience on fire. I guess it's kind of weird.
I mean, I think it's just like a thing of there aren't enough games yet. Because like everyone that I've played Mario Kart World with is like, oh, this is awesome. And like, and then like you've done some races, and I mean they all love like Knockout Tour, and then afterwards you just like go to the main menu, press plus, and then you show how you can just drive around, and it's like, oh, this is sick. But it's just like a Switch 2 is a bit too expensive right now. It's
but
just
also
like
like
how everyone didn't buy a Switch 1 when Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 came out. Like it came
Mario Kart 8 never set the world on fire when it came out on the Wii U. But like
well, I mean, Mario Kart 8 is the best-selling game on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of
like,
did for
sure.
the Switch. Like,
yeah,
but like that was
well,
years
what I'm
after,
saying,
right?
no, I mean it's just cumulatively over time.
yeah,
And I think it's just like, I don't know, for some people, they're gonna need the new Animal Crossing to be.
that's what I was
and
just
then
thinking.
For it's like it's gonna be a different game for different people. Like some people are gonna be like, oh, I need. When they see the new Animal Crossing, it's like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna get one, and then they'll also buy Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World or whatever.
Sure.
And then every person is gonna have a different game or a list of games that they feel they need before they can justify the purchase of the Switch 2. And I also think that justifying the purchase of the Switch 2 is going to be harder, because for the Switch 1, that was not replacing anything, that was filling a hole that was empty. This one, the Switch 2, is gonna have to justify replacing the Switch they already have.
That's true. Yeah, I think that's kind of where it is too with a lot of the people I'm talking about, which is like they've got the Switch. They're not hardcore Nintendo, so they're still just rocking whatever's on there until like the next Animal Crossing. Which, again, to your point on the Switch 2 edition stuff, like I kind of think it's a mistake putting the Animal Crossing one out like that instead of a new Animal Crossing. Even though I'm happy that
you do have Pokopia. Like I think we're gonna find out whether Animal Crossing is really that system seller like we're made to believe it is, because there's a lot of extenuating circumstances around New Horizons like success, the COVID of it all, the fact that, I mean, everybody and their mother already had a Switch because Breath of the Wild was that game. Like the Breath of the Wild set the world on fire for Switch. Mario Kart. I think the caveat between Mario Kart World and Breath of the Wild is you hear about Breath of the Wild, you have to go get a Switch to play it for yourself. Mario Kart 8 is a party game. It's like, oh, well, my buddy's got a Switch, I can go play Mario Kart with him. Like, it's a different kind of environment. It's a different type of game. Like, you can't experience Breath of the Wild secondhand the same way that you can go to a friend's house and play a night of Mario Kart. Like, you don't have to go out and run out and buy a $500 console to play it.
Well, it was also Nintendo coming back into the zeitgeist with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, even though the game existed, nobody had a Wii U. So like you go over to a buddy's house and it's like, oh shit, Nintendo popped off with this Mario Kart. I got to get this. And it's like, that's not necessarily the same now because like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still exists on the Switch 1.
But when did Deluxe release?
At what point like
it was a month.
It was
after
year
release.
1. Yeah.
It was in that window. Okay.
Yeah. No, dude, Mario Kart 8 was a system seller, even though it was an old game.
100%. I also think like it reminds me of like back when the Super Nintendo came out. Like, of course I wasn't around, but I've of course heard like
me neither.
Watched videos and stuff like that. But like there was like a legitimate thing of like when the Super Nintendo came out, it's like, oh mom, I need the Super Nintendo. It's like, but you have a Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't understand the concept of like, why can't this Nintendo game work on your current Nintendo? And it's like, of course, now we don't have that kind of misunderstanding anymore. But I think like it's gonna be a lot of like kids are gonna be like, I want the Switch 2 because I want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's like, but you have a Switch already.
I also think something that they didn't have the issue with the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo to Super Nintendo, is like all these different variations of the original Switch. You've got the Switch Lite, the Switch OLED. Like, you know, kids have beat their parents to death over, oh, I need this new Switch, the new Switch family console lineup or whatever. And now, you know, 8 years later, it's like, well, here's our fourth Switch, and they didn't name it something new. It is just the Switch 2. So there's probably a little bit of fatigue there from parents buying their kids the latest Nintendo console.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I just feel like Breath of the Wild was lightning in a bottle, and Animal Crossing New Horizons in the same way was just like the perfect storm of circumstances. Uh,
I do feel like Animal Crossing wasn't just like a fluke or whatever. Like my mom is really into Animal Crossing and she got into it like last year, which is like way after release. And I mean, she is now like watching a bunch of Animal Crossing content on like YouTube, and it's just there's still like so much of it. Like Animal
Yeah.
Cross, like there wouldn't be a market for Animal Crossing content on YouTube if it wasn't still huge. You
yeah,
know,
no, I'm definitely not saying that Animal Crossing doesn't have the sauce like that. Obviously they do. I don't think you can expect the same kind of performance when the next one drops.
I do think because I mean, like when I'm talking to my mom, like in those circles that she's following, it's like they're starting to play like Pokemon Pokecopia, for example, and like she's like, "Oh, I wish I could play that." Like, and
Game
but
rips.
what she is saying, like, I will buy a Switch 2 when they make the new Animal Crossing,
Dude,
and
that's crazy
she
that
is
like
not alone. Like, I am 100% certain of that.
it's like we somehow got the moms playing a Pokemon game.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. That rules. And it is again, it's a weird one for me because like, man, I would have sworn that Nintendo would have been like, let's get an Animal Crossing game out at least a year or two on the Switch. And now I'm like, no, dude, they got Pokopia, we got Tamagotchi Life coming out. It's like, man, when is that shoe gonna drop? I don't know. They gave an update to Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
not
I
this
do
year.
think that that update is like supposed to just kind of uh like buy some time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Also
Y'all
unfortunate.
pump the
alongside
brakes on
like
this.
Tomodachi and Pokemon Pokopia, like that's all
Bro,
like
we got to get the moms playing Tamagotchi. That's what we got.
yeah.
Y'all want to touch on that while we're here? Because I haven't
Yeah,
seen this
yeah.
demo.
Just
I don't know
real
too much about
quick.
Tamagotchi. Y'all handle it.
Yeah. Speaking of moms playing Tomodachi, I watched my mom play some of Tomodachi Life, the demo. Um, I just got like a notification on the Nintendo Today app that it's like, oh, a new overview trailer for Tomodachi Life is out in addition to a demo, and I was like, oh. So I just and I already showed her the Tomodachi Life Direct that they had, and then I showed her the overview trailer, and I was like, there is a demo out now, and then she downloaded it and tried it, and she liked it. It's just the game is a bit different from Animal Crossing, and she doesn't have like super much experience with other games than Animal Crossing, so she's still kind of struggling with how it controls, and she's never like played like a cursor because Tomodachi Life is a cursor game basically.
Mhm.
I mean, I would hope it's like a mouse game on Switch too.
That's cool. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if it is a mouse game on Switch too, but it would be weird if it wasn't.
Yeah.
but yeah, so she's kind of struggling a bit with that, but she likes it. She likes that it's weird. She made herself and her husband as characters in the game.
Hell yeah. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So yeah, it's I think it looks interesting too. I'm probably not gonna play the demo, but I will probably buy the full game, I think.
Yeah, and that's where I've been at with it. I might actually hop into the demo and make my decision, but I've been stuck on should I bite the bullet and get Pokopia or Tamagotchi Life? Tamagotchi Life is more of my like jam of like the weird, stupid, chaotic bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pokopia, it looks awesome, looks incredible,
Oh,
but it
man.
does look way more Animal Crossing. And whereas like I'm like, well, I kind of just want this other thing, like just to get something different out of it. But I'll probably hop into the demo, so maybe I can report back on the next Famipod and
Is
see.
is Tamagotchi a full price title?
I don't know.
It's a Switch 1 game, so I imagine it's probably at
60?
59. Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't seen this trailer. Is this something we could watch? Like,
It's
all the-
7 minutes long.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
probably
we'll
not.
pass on that. All right. Well, y'all wanna go move on to our next topic?
Yeah.
Tomodachi
Think
Life
so.
is $60.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
But I mean,
Um,
in the US, starting with Yoshi and the mysterious book, or whatever the fuck is called, digital games will go down by $10.
I was wondering how that works. Like, if the physical is 60, is this one going to be 50?
Or well,
Digital?
it specifically was about Switch 2 digital
Right,
games.
and this is a
Tomodachi
Switch
Life is
1
actually a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Switch 2 games will be $10 cheaper, which mean the default price for a full price game on Switch 2 is $70, which means that the digital edition will be $60.
Dude, I got the Shaboinky Boink. I got the Yoshi popcorn bucket. It's so cool. It is so much bigger than it I expected. That's what
Oh
she
shit,
said.
I need to get that. So is it just me, or is it weird you can buy it before the movie's out?
No, it sucks because
Because
they're selling out. Like they're selling out.
I want to get it and go to that movie, but
Yeah.
it's still not now.
No, dude, I had to make a trip to the movie theater and not see a movie, and that pissed me off.
Yeah,
because I had to call because obviously I'm stoked for the Galaxy movie, but Ace is over the moon about it, and it's just like, bro, you're gonna give me a popcorn bucket where Yoshi's holding an egg full of fucking popcorn? Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. But they made it fucking impossible because anytime stock would go, it would just get scalped, and people are reselling it for fucking $150. I'm just like, this is ass. Like, they should absolutely require you to have like a movie ticket the night of to be able to get this thing. It's so annoying. Anyway, by the way, we've had a lot of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book or whatever trailer footage stuff. Either of you guys getting on that or what?
Maybe. I don't.
I feel I've been very back and forth on the Yoshi platformers. I did like Woolly World. I do wish they would port that to Switch already. But
amazing art style. Woolly World was cool.
I played a demo for Crafted World and I didn't really feel it. And I think Mysterious Book looks... Is it called Mysterious Book?
I think so. Because I know the main dude is named Mr. E, and he's a book.
Yeah, it's Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I love it. So, do you think Mr. E is EGAD?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Hey, absolutely not. I don't. It's funny.
That would be insane if if that's but yeah, no, I think it looks interesting with the whole it's all about discovering creatures and stuff, but I also don't really get how that meshes with it being a 2D platformer. So I don't really I'm going to wait for reviews for this one. But I could also see this being what kind of takes it above other Yoshi platformers. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like kind of a contradictory thing. I would have imagined this being I feel like this would have made more sense if they made an open world Yoshi game, you know?
Ooh, that would be amazing. I'm back and forth as well. I'm definitely on the side of I'm for sure gonna play it. Mostly because Ace is fucking super hyped about it. When I showed him the trailer, he's like, "This looks incredible. It's like a fucking storybook." He didn't say fucking, but I'm like, dude, I think that's what they're going for, bro.
He didn't say fucking. He said something worse.
Yeah. But was really like intrigued by the art style. I'm like, hell yeah, because like I'm down to play anything with a cool art style. Granted, I'm kind of with you, Dennis. Where like the Yoshi platformer games are always like little bit hit or miss on like, does this even need to be a platformer? You're not really doing much platforming except for Yoshi's Island, which is goated, but um it's definitely one of those series that's very Kirby-esque, and it's just like this is like baby's first platformer. But again, like the art style of these games has been incredible, all of them, like Woolly World, Crafted World, this one, even Yoshi's Story I think has a really cool like art style. So I'm into it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna buy it and probably be like, man, it wasn't worth that, but I'm sure I have a good time with it, especially playing with the kids.
I think I'm mostly in the same ballpark as you two. Um, it's a May release, May 21st,
Yeah.
which I don't know what else is in May. I don't know if we have much else to occupy time in May, or like for to steal, be stolen, like my time to be stolen by something else. Uh, every time I think it's very cyclical with Yoshi for me. Like it happened with Crafted World, where I see the game and I'm like, man, this art style, it rips. Like I love it, and then I see the gameplay and I'm just like, or I played in the case of Crafted World, I played the demo. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I
It's
want
a
to
little
sink.
boring.
I don't want to sink 10 to 15 hours into this. Like,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, it's going to depend on what else falls in May. I don't at this time. I don't really know what else is coming in that month, or if I'm backlogged on something else, because April's jam packed with games. And there's already
Huge.
things that I've missed from this year.
Yeah, April's
And
gonna
the answer
rip.
is probably no.
Yeah. The 3D Yoshi game is a great idea. Like make it more like a 3D platformer collectathon with like a super unique cool art style. Like man, that would kick ass. I like that idea.
Why haven't they made a 3D Yoshi game?
Dude, I don't know. Like I want that game now. Fuck you.
We kind of briefly went over the $10 thing. You want to hop back on that?
No, I think we covered it.
No. All right,
Yeah.
sweet. In that case, let's move on to our.
Oh yeah, I did see an update from Nintendo on that. They did confirm that it is specifically in the US, which was not
Right.
detailed in the original release. See, following confusion whether this was effectively concealing a quiet price increase for physical games. And no, yeah, they've also specifically noted that it is digital games becoming cheaper, not physical games becoming more expensive.
It's good stuff. That's real good. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't really have much more to say on that, other than I like spending less money. The death of physical, I guess, is more and more evident as the days go on. But it does kind of suck. But like, I'm in the process of moving houses, and I've got just a wall of games to move, and it's just like, when's the last time I popped one of these in? It's just like, yeah, I haven't, and it's like, they're just going to be in a box. Like, I'm just play on a shelf, but it's like it's not like I'm pulling them down to play them like that often. Yeah, all right, let's move on. Let's keep the train rolling. We got another topic, and then we got some other stuff to talk about. As we highlighted in the intro, we had the next major release post Resident Evil Requiem, Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss released last week to extremely middling reviews from critics, and the rest of the world said, "Screw you, we don't care." And the game has sold 3 million copies in its first 4 days. First and foremost, was this game on either of y'all's radar?
Yes.
I would say kinda, but it was one that I'm like, ooh, this looks kind of fun, kind of soulsy, and art looks cool. But like, I don't think I ever was invested on like I'm probably gonna play it. I don't think I ever reached that level. I barely
Yeah.
knew about the game, honestly.
I remember seeing it like when it wasn't out. I remember that it was like, oh, it's the Black Desert Online developers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play it or not. I did see some people comparing it to Breath of the Wild, like favorably,
Mm.
which gets me interested. But like, I don't know. I mean, you guys know that I like very particular. I like Breath of the Wild for particular reasons, and I'm like, so when someone to compare something to Breath of the Wild, you like never know like
Yeah.
why they're comparing it to Breath of the Wild. So
This
I'm not
this
sure.
this was a big debate I had whether I was, because I had one game in the budget for March. It was either going to be that or Procopia. I landed on Procopia. I would still love to give this a shot at some point. The reviews aren't great. I've heard some very underwhelming takes on this on a bunch of podcasts I listen to, but um watching gameplay of it, it still looks real fun. The sandbox of it all, the way it, like, you, the amount of things you can do in the game looks really cool. The game looks visually like really impressive. Dennis, you made a comment the other day about how you weren't sure how it was going to run on console. Um, that I don't think anyone was able to get hands on with the game on a console. All of the early looks were on PC
And PS5 Pro.
and PS5 Pro. Right. Which I unfortunately do not have. But the critical review or reception around the game has kind of tailored to, like, it's a big open world where you can do anything, but there's nothing to do. The story is very bland. The Cliff, the protagonist, is the textbook definition of milk toast, and the
Diego
systems are overcomplicated.
Diego said, if I remember correctly, it already has some kind of AI controversies. It's the
The
same.
so
It's the same situation as like
Expedition.
Expedition 33, where there was like um, artwork that was supposed to be replaced. Except when you make a large game like this, they're gonna miss something. So that
Yeah.
was it.
And as of right now, I don't believe there's plans to take out the AI created, like, wall art or paintings, whereas
No,
Expedition had already
I
removed it.
saw that they're doing an extensive audit of all the assets in the game.
Right, they were placeholder images, right?
Yeah, and all the
And then
assets were intended to be replaced, and
okay,
they
so
said
so
that they had some marked by the community, and they're, if not replacing them already, in the process of replacing them. And as a result of this, they are starting a full audit of all the assets in the game to find if there's any more AI stuff that they have forgotten.
okay. So yeah, it basically is just Expedition 30, the Expedition 33 narrative, which I'm sure this won't be the last time we see something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's sitting on a 78 on Metacritic right now. I mean, I try not to put too much stock into those scores, but when
Mm.
I'm weighing a heavy decision of, do I go with the game that is getting rave reviews in 90s all across the board versus a game that was hyped to hell like crazy. Like, the marketing around this game needs to be studied going forward. Uh, like, people were treating this game like it was going to be the second coming. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like all that passed me by. Like I didn't realize it was even that like hyped up. I don't know what it is about this one, but like I never felt that groundswell of it. So like when it released and it did have a giant impact, I was like, oh shit, people were really up on this game. I wasn't even really. It was barely on my radar.
The big takeaway that I got from the reviews that I did read was, like, it pulls so much inspiration from, like, big titles like Breath of the Wild, like Witcher 3. It was like 5 different games that they mentioned, and the biggest thing they were saying was, like, it made me just want to go play those games, because while it takes so much influence from those games, it doesn't do anything better than any of those games. It's like, well, this is a really cool Witcher game, I'm just gonna go play Witcher 3, or this is really cool take on Breath of the Wild, I'm just gonna go play that. Like, and
It's one of those things too. Like I like the gaming culture is so toxic sometimes, where it's like this would be one where you might want to look into like the user reviews, but like so many of the times that is skewed by some political bullshit or some
Yeah.
dumb. It's just like, man, I sometimes I wish you could trust the user reviews, because like, granted, you should probably find some critics that you typically align with, like look at who's reviewing at IGNs or your GameSpots and stuff, because like they have a lot of people review games and they all have different kind of flavors and stuff. So you should definitely find someone that you align with and listen to their review to see if like something would gel for you. But like, I kind of wish you could like just actually trust user review scores, because like the user review scores for this game is pretty good. So it's just like, is it like a
Yeah.
critic thing versus like,
There's
I
also
don't know.
a lot of like reaction in the user reviews where it's like, I don't know, let's say critics are like, this is a 7. And it's like, no, it's good actually, so it's a 10. And I'm gonna say a 10
Yeah.
because it's better than the reviews are saying.
It
It's like,
it
but
has that
actually they
same
feel it's an 8, you know.
Right.
it has that same kind of fervor and like um it feels a lot like the way Black Myth Wukong did a couple years back, where the game came out and the critic reception was
Mm,
kind of
mm.
mild, but the rest of
Reception.
the
I'm sorry, it just caught me off guard.
but like the way the rest of the audience, I felt like they needed to overcompensate in defending the game.
Mhm.
I still want to give it a shot, but it brought up an interesting point, like for games that have these ridiculous levels of anticipation, and then they come out to more middling reviews. When was the last time y'all found yourselves on either side of that, like where you were just over the moon about a game and it came out to kind of mid critical reception, or where you were not high on a game and it just blew everybody away?
Man,
mean,
I don't even want to say this one because I really did love it, but like Expedition 33 is the example here, where like I did
well,
love the game, but
Expedition
like
33 wasn't hyped before launch.
Oh, absolutely was.
No, it wasn't to like the extent of, it was
Not
more
Crimson
of
Desert
like,
levels.
yeah, no, but it was like, that was more of like, the game came out and it was like, wait a minute, this is good. You know, like it wasn't like, this is gonna be the second coming of Christ like before the game came
mm,
out.
I guess maybe I misunderstood, but I played Expedition much later than most people, so it was one of those that kind of felt overhyped once I actually played it. Which again, I loved it. It's
Mm.
just like after hearing so much build up and hype and so many people raving about it, it was just like oh yeah, this is good, but like I don't think it's quite a 10 like most people would describe it as. That's like my most recent example. I do want to think about like the flip side to it, where it's like a game that uh like on the opposite side that's like being pounded upon, and then I play it, I'm like, this is amazing, but I can't really think of any.
I can't quite recall last time I was like really hyped for a game that didn't end up being good. Generally because I feel like I have a pretty good eye for what I'm going to like in a game. Um
Or just a game that
so
you were hyped for that didn't meet critical reception, but maybe you still loved. Like,
Yeah.
um I guess like Assassin's Creed Shadows.
That's a
okay,
good one. Yeah.
that's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
your game of the year.
Yeah.
still wild.
Um
I don't know. Do
looking
you have any,
through.
Ryan? I don't.
I mean, the the most anticipated game of my entire life was Kingdom Hearts 3. I waited 13 years for
Oh
that
yeah.
game, and I I mean, Jason, not Jason Schreier. Man, what's his name that ran the Beyond podcast for IGN? Jonathan Dornbush.
Oh, Dornbush, yeah.
Came out and reviewed that game. Kingdom Hearts super fan gave it an 85, and I remember look, I've never anticipated the game more than I did Kingdom Hearts 3, and I will defend that game to my deathbed. but it came out and it did not reach people's levels of anticipation for it, and it did not set the world on fire the way I was hoping it would. I mean, like I said, it's still one of my favorite games. It didn't revolutionize the franchise the way I was hoping it would, and we haven't seen a main entry since, which sucks. But that's the biggest one that comes to mind for me.
This is a stupid example, but it's a game that like I stand by. Like Echo the Dolphin 2 is just a phenomenal video game, and like I just can't find anybody that aligns with me on this. Actually, both Echo 1 and 2 are just phenomenal games. The fact that like it comes across as like, oh, it's a little cool dolphin swimming game, but it's actually about fucking time travel and space aliens coming to fucking destroy the planet, and it's about like environmental conservation while also being a dope time travel story. Like, dude, the game rocks, and like the controls are so fun. It plays like a Metroidvania that isn't a Metroidvania, where it has like the mazes and stuff, but it's more about just, it's like if you're platforming underwater. Like, it's so cool. Why am I just raving about Echo the Dolphin?
Man, I don't know.
So okay,
I've been asking this question for a decade, dude.
one game that I was definitely incredibly hyped for, and then the game was just kind of ass, which was Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like I was really excited for that because like I was really excited to see like the story from 100 years ago, and then it's like the first thing that happens is that some fucking time traveling robot shows up and fucks up everything. It's like this entire game was sold on the premise that this is the story that happened 100 years ago, and then it's just not. It's just another story. It's so ass.
On the flip side of the spectrum, I feel like a game that like just took off that I could not wrap my head around was Palworld. When that came out a couple of years back, like,
yeah,
just the public reception around that game, and I jumped into it a few times. Just like this is not my bag. The game is ugly. The art style looks terrible.
It's just
to
the
me, at
meme
least.
potential of like Pokemon looking things that you can treat as
Pokemon with guns,
slave labor.
Everybody was just like an F you, Nintendo. This is what you should have done the whole time, and it's just like.
I mean, I definitely
you should have given Pikachu an AK-47. Why didn't you do that 10 years ago, Nintendo? You don't innovate anymore.
The game was more fun than I expected it to be. Like when I did jump into it, I played it for maybe like a solid 2 to 3 weeks, and I had a great time with it. But I mean, it did wear thin pretty quick.
It's gone, right?
Yeah, like honestly, like I do think a Nintendo version of that game could be really cool, but like honestly, I kind of just wish their mons weren't so Pokemon like, and it was its own thing, because like
it had its own thing. Yeah,
it's cool. The concept
it had.
Of the game is dope.
I wish it had something to say with his art style, because it just looked like this is what if Pokemon was in Unreal Engine 4 kind of look, but it not even reached that height. And like I remember there were comments on the internet of like, man, this is what Pokemon Company gets for not giving us what we want. It's like, man, Pokemon Company is laughing at you on top of its mountainous piles of money. Just like, shut up, dude. Like,
yep.
I'm sure there's plenty of other instances of this. Anytime a Koei Tecmo game is announced, I've fallen into the trap of getting really excited about it. I did it with the Final Fantasy 1 Strangers in Paradise,
dude.
Which the memes around that game are incredible. They got Limp Bizkit in the game.
Fuck who you are. It's so fucking funny, dude. I pulled up a random like clip compilation. I was recording guitar with a buddy of mine, and I was like, "This part's so chaotic," and we started stimming, and like I was like, "You have no idea what I'm talking about," but I'm about to show you this video. It was just a compilation of Stranger in Paradise, and we were on the floor, dude. It was so funny, not intentionally, or maybe it is. I don't know. The game's fucking great.
It happens with every time though, with because you think they're gonna set like the idea of combining Final Fantasy with the Souls like sounds unbelievable,
Sounds
but
cool.
I don't know, for some reason Koei Tecmo games always just kind of land flat. Like
Hmm.
even when then there's huge anticipation around them. I think Neo 3 is the latest example of that. I don't know what the reception around that is, but wait, no, is Neo 3 Koei Tecmo? I
I
might be
think so. Yeah.
misspeaking there.
No, I'm pretty sure. Maybe.
Or is that Team Ninja?
Oh, Team Ninja. Wait, dude, I don't
Wait,
know.
which game
I
are
might
you
be. I
talking
might
about?
be.
Neo, I think is Team Ninja, but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it is both Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
both. Okay.
Koei
What was the
Tecmo is
game that came out a
publisher.
couple of years back?
Rise of the
For
Ronin.
PS5, Rise of the
Balatro.
Ronin. Yes, Balatro. Rise of the Ronin.
Shaboik says Shaboik is literally the person you're talking about, by the way, Ryan,
Yeah.
with Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it says Pokemon reuses 3DS models and it still sells. Shaboik, please tell me how the Pokemon games would have materially actually improved if they just remade the models for no reason.
It is the one with the Limp Bizkit song, by the way, Diego. It's so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
Also,
That's not a dub. I cannot believe that that's not somebody like just clowning. That's real.
also like when they made the models for X and Y, they didn't make them for the fidelity of the 3DS. They made them at high fidelity, and then
Yeah, they future proofed it.
yeah, like it is famous that they like X and Y is the most expensive game in the series because they made a huge investment knowing that they were gonna use these 3D models for years. And then
Yeah.
of course they have expanded upon it with more animations and stuff like that. And but yeah, like
Not enough.
it is an like it is an insane investment to make 1,025 3D models.
Sure.
Like that is
Almost-
wild.
Almost like we don't need that many Pokemon. I don't know.
Almost like there's absolutely no reason for them to just remake the models every time. They literally
about to
no
get more.
reason.
Yeah.
We're about
I don't
to
know.
God
I'm in the
knows how
camp
more.
of like
Yeah,
at
we're
this
about to
point,
get
can we
about
just
like 50, 70 more or something like that.
can we not just like I don't remember which gen it was, but can we not go back to Pokemon regions only having those Pokemon, the new ones? Like, I don't know. I think that would be more
the
interesting at
fan
this
base
point.
won't allow, because every Pokemon is a fan favorite of somebody. That's something
There's
that Shaboy
too
said.
many Pokemon to do that now. It's just not.
It's
I don't
but
know.
it's not.
Wait,
it is for you because you're not following it. But
you want to do like they did in Black and White, where they only have new Pokemon?
Yeah. Either have a region like a new one that where it's just the new ones. Like, sure, take me back to Kanto. Give me the 150 or whatever, or an expansion of Johto or whatever, or give me a new region and only have those new Pokemon. Like that would be awesome.
It is a famous opinion in the, or a popular opinion in the fan base of like, when they made Black and White, it was like, where's Pikachu? Where's Charizard? Where's Mewtwo? And it's like all right, I guess we're gonna pander to Gen 1 every with every generation coming forward. And then they just did that. It's like, oh wait, we had it pretty good with Black and White.
That's me as a Gen 1er. Like I love Gen 1. But like at this point, if there's 1,000 Pokemon and it just keeps going and going,
yeah, but you're
all
the problem.
games... How am I the problem? What do you mean?
Just let people enjoy their Pokemon, man. You know,
I guess,
like,
but then you run into what Shaboink's talking about. It's like they can't possibly make new models of 1,000 Pokemon. They can't possibly make animations for all of them.
they don't need to. Their games sell.
They don't need to, but this is why like Pokemon is stale.
Pokemon is stale to everybody except for the fan base, which is the most ravenous fan base on the planet. Like,
yeah,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying this is what like kind of pisses me off about Pokemon games. It's like, man, I just want better animations. Like even I don't care about the models. The models are fine, but like,
yeah, no,
I'm playing.
there is a YouTuber that I've watched a few times now, He is all about basically reanimating the existing Pokemon models. And he's shown like a bunch of different examples where, like, recently he made like a video where what if all the Pokemon had different idle animations depending on their nature.
I love that.
That'd be
And
kind of sick.
and the like trying to one of the videos was about like trying to recreate the more kind of the idle animations from like Black and White, but in 3D. And yeah, it's a really cool channel, and I think that you just have to watch like one of his videos to realize that there's actually not a problem with the models at all.
Yeah, that's my point too. Is like the models, sure, but like we gotta bump these animations
Don't-
up, because we've run into exactly my point of like why I prefer the simple like classic RPGs of like a Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, because when you just have a sprite and it moves, you could fill that in with your imagination. You can picture that. But when you have this high fidelity, high detailed model just flapping his wings and just like nudges, like it just doesn't work for me. Like it's just like, this looks silly. This is dumb. Like, what are we even doing? That's why I honestly would love if they just went back to 2D. Just give me 2D sprites.
And
But this
look,
is old man yelling at sky. That's what I am.
Look at the bright side. For anybody that's upset about the Pokemon models, DLSS 5 is going to fix all of that for everybody.
I will say the new Pokemon Wind and Waves looks awesome so far. So
I mean,
hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
it's very early to tell. I will say it. I'm playing the crap out of those old 2D games that came out recently.
Me too. Maybe we should
Would-
segue
would,
to that. You want to talk about what we've been playing?
Let's go ahead. Let's hop on over to.
I'm just gonna
to what
note
we've been playing
in
recently.
chat I linked the animations video that I talked about.
Hell yeah!
All right, sweet.
You can all add it to your watch later lists.
Sweet.
Like it. Let's kick
start.
it off.
I've been playing Pokemon Red. That's like the only game I've been like playing other than like my usual Sonic racing with Ace and stuff. But dude, I'm enjoying it. Like I miss classic Pokemon like this when it was actually hard. Like, dude, I was struggling to get past that second gym. Like it felt cool though, because I'm like actually strategizing where I'm like, well, if I could only find a grass Pokemon, and then it's like, well, Paris is actually a grass Pokemon, but it doesn't have any grass moves. But I found a TM that if I train him here, Bullet Seed, it's like an RNG thing, but like, dude, it could work. And then I'm like, man, I don't do any of this on the new Pokemon. I just throw my starter out and I whip ass. Like it's like I miss when Pokemon games like threw these challenges at you. And again, simpler times of like, I don't need these crazy animations with these guys, because it's literally just like amazing 2D sprites. And like again, like it brings me back to being a kid and like that imagination aspect of like the classic RPGs, like your Final Fantasies and stuff, where it's just like you can fill that in whenever it's like minimized. But like I don't know, I love it. I love this game. I'm 15 hours in and I'm only at the third city, so I'm having a great time with it.
15 hours and you're in Vermilion. That's wild.
Yeah, a lot of that is me like going through the Pokedex, showing Ace like this is this Pokemon. There's a description, and then talking to everybody. I've been making it a purpose to catch everything and level them up and evolve them organically rather than catching their evolution. So I'm wasting a lot of time with it, but I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Very nice. So what's your team consist of?
It bounces back and forth. By the way, leveling up does suck in this game. Like I won an XP share of some kind. I don't know if it's in Fire Red or not, but they definitely improved the leveling system for sure.
You had to have registered like 50 Pokemon to get it.
I'm probably close to that. Right now I'm rocking my boy Charmeleon. I got my Pikachu. I got my Butterfree. That's like my core 3 where I'm like, these are the homies. But right now I've also got Pidgeotto. I bounce between Ekans and Paris, and then either Jigglypuff or Nidoran.
Okay, nice.
The male Nidoran. Nidoran?
You got it.
Yeah.
Nidoran. Okay. You said for Vermilion. All right. I've also been playing Fire Red. I've actually been playing it in 2 different instances. I've been playing it with Arya, on the couch, and then with Burb, like been streaming it back and forth. She's playing through Leaf Green. I'm playing through Fire Red. I think that in both cases, it's so awesome to be back in this game because Burb is experiencing. This is her first Pokemon game, and this is also Arya's first experience with a traditional Pokemon game.
Nice.
And the differences between the two have felt so cool. With Arya, she's so into that gotta catch them all mentality. Like every time we get to a new area, it's like what Pokemon can we find here? And then she sees a new one, she's like, I gotta have it. We gotta get it. And I love it. It feels so good. My own experiences with the game. Maybe the nostalgia goggles are off, but like the problems that people have with modern Pokemon are still present in old Pokemon. Like we grew up with these games, so we kind of have blinders to it, but like the story's nothing. I mean, the art style is very charming, and I would love if they just stuck with 2D. But I mean, if you grew up with the later titles, kids today feel the same way about their first Pokemon game the way we feel about Fire Red or Red and Blue or Heart Gold and Soul Silver or whatever you have it. The problems with the modern day games are present here outside of the fact that we're using higher fidelity 3D models, or like maybe not higher fidelity, but just 3D models as opposed to 2D sprites.
And also the difficulty thing. Like the newer Pokemon games have nothing there. Like,
this game's not difficult.
I disagree.
This game's not difficult at all.
Well, it's not difficult, but it makes you think. Like every new Pokemon that I've played since Sun and Moon, you barely have to worry about the types until like you're in the end game. Like you have to worry about the types on the first and second gym like it's nothing else.
You do not. Every single Pokemon that you pick wipes the floor with Brock as long as you're level 12.
Not Misty.
Misty's the only thing. Okay, so that's the cool thing about. I don't know if they've done this with later Pokemon games, but like the cool thing about the Red and Blue and Fire Red and Leaf Green is that they have like a traditional easy, medium, and hard mode. And if you choose,
that's what I'm saying. Is the new ones don't
choosing hard mode in the earlier entries. But like, and as the game balances out as you go along. So this game's not difficult. Like, none of the Pokemon games are difficult. I don't know. Like you can play them however strategic you want based on how you level, or how many Pokemon you're carrying in your party. Because if you don't catch Pokemon,
but this game doesn't have 1,000 Pokemon to choose from. It is very deliberate on what types you can actually find in the areas. Like you can
find a weakness for every single gym you go to. You
can, but you have to. That's what I'm saying. Is like you have to. In the other Pokemon games, every 3 seconds you have a new type. It's boom, 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 boom. By the time you get to the first gym, you have 16 Pokemon of any type you need.
I mean, if you choose Bulbasaur, you have type advantage for the first 3 gyms.
I guess, yeah. If you're playing Bulbasaur, yeah, you're right. But like again, the newer Pokemon games, it doesn't matter what starter you choose. It's easy street.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I mean, I've heard from quite a few people that not Scarlet and Violet, but I'm blanking on the Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's end game is the toughest Pokemon has ever been.
Maybe, I don't know.
I haven't played it to know, but
watched Alex do that. But I mean, he flew through it. He had no trouble.
Yeah, I don't find the game. I mean, I know the game, so I guess maybe that has something to do with it. But Arya is also not having too much trouble with it. It's awesome though. It feels great to be back. Outside of that, I'm also playing. I did buy Pokopia, and man, we gotta do something Pokopia related. I wish we had time to do something Pokopia related. We probably don't. But
I just wanted to say one thing on the Fire Red Leaf Green front. Something when I played it on this thing.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah!
No, I technically didn't play it on this, and I played it on the one I had before this one. But one thing that I was really surprised by with when I replayed Leaf Green again back then was that there is like navigation in the world is actually like something you have to think about, especially once you
especially that second gym area.
no I mean like
go
once
back.
you
You're gated
once you get to like the open world part of the game,
Open world.
where like from when you reach Vermilion, like then the entire world opens up. Like you can do gym
once you have
3.
cut, yeah.
You can do gym 3 to 7 in any order you want.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I'm on gym 3 right now, so I can't remember, but I know it does open up once you get cut because then you can finally go back to the other areas again and stuff. But yeah, interesting. That's cool.
I do think you need to get surf to do gym 7, but you don't have to do all the other gyms before you do gym 7.
I feel like I don't have the knowledge to back it up. I don't feel like that's true because so right now, for instance, you can't get to Saffron until you go to Celadon because you have to get the drink.
Yeah, but you don't have to do the gym in Celadon. You could just have to go get the tea.
Right, but then they still don't take the tea until you go do because you have to make your way to Fuchsia.
I don't remember this tea.
The guards are thirsty. They won't let you go.
Oh, right. They're like, drink. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm
but like
thirsty.
that sequence is entirely separate from actually doing the gyms.
Yeah.
So you technically go through those cities in order, but you don't have to do the gyms in an order.
But like, it's not like it's
but
dynamic,
then also,
where if you go to Fuchsia and do that first, Vermilion's gyms gets a power buff. You're still designed to do those things in order.
No, I mean, but no, all of those gyms are like in the same level window.
They're not.
I'm pretty sure they are. Like, I mean, they're in the same window.
Surge is low 20s. His Raichu is like a 28. And that's the highest thing in that gym. And then Celadon is high 20s with the Vileplume being like a 30. Fuchsia, you're getting into the mid 40s to 50s. And then Sabrina is 50s and up.
Maybe, yeah. I do know you can do them in different orders.
You can, you absolutely can do them in different orders, but there's definitely like a defined path based on the levels that the Pokemon are.
Yeah, no, I know there is a designed order, but like you don't have to do them in that order, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
I never knew that. That's cool.
That is something that is something that completely disappeared. I think after you can do, I think there's some non-linearity to Gen 2. And like a little, I don't think there is much. There's like a little bit to Gen 3, but like not much. But I think in Gen 4, that is like basically gone.
Yeah, I mean the newer games allow for that, right? Like Scarlet and Violet, aren't they?
Yeah, but it didn't. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet was like that was the Breath of the Wild moment, like right? Because like the first Zelda was like you can do this however you want, and then Breath of the Wild was like you can do this however you want, but like even more. And Scarlet and Violet was like the same idea.
Was it
Pokopia?
Pokopia. Yeah. Do either of y'all have plans to hop into Pokopia?
I think it depends on how this.
I would like to.
I'm still very early on. I've maybe gotten a handful of hours into it. Arya took to it like crazy. Would not hand over the Switch for the entire day that I got it. It was just I almost got a little upset. I was like, I really want to play this game, but my daughter's hogging my console. Like I don't want to give like an overall impression on it until possibly next week. But it's, man, it is fun. I can't. I'm probably gonna be irresponsible and hop into it for 30 to 45 minutes when we wrap up here. So. Dennis, tell us about all the Resident Evil that you're still playing.
I haven't played more Resident Evil.
Wow.
So I don't know if you I think it was like on Twitter or something. IGN reported on the fact that post game depression is real.
Oh no.
And I kind of realized that I played so much Resident Evil over multiple months that I think I'm kind of going through like a supercharged post game depression. And I just kind of don't really want to play anything.
You know he's really like not himself when he picks up Zombie U or something, which is like, Dennis, you gotta have an intervention.
When was the last time you felt that, Curly? The post game depression? Because I felt it before for sure.
Oh, dude, it happens to me all the time. Anytime I finish a game, Balatro gave me that pretty bad, which is hilarious because I spent 400 hours on that game. But Silk Song, absolutely.
I don't know if I had it for Silk Song. I had it the most recently. I had it for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So much so that I had to go back and run platinums for the original Final Fantasy VII, and then the platinum for Crisis Core, which was not worth it. That game hit me hard. The fact that we're still waiting for the end of it too, like it's like an open-ended game.
Yeah. No, Silk Song hit me pretty hard. I was man, I still want to go back and play that game. I know I got other stuff I want to play.
Mm-hmm. So Dennis has not been playing any video games.
He's in a depressed state.
What do you think your next game is, Dennis?
My next game is
Redacted.
I mean, part of me kind of feels like my next game is Pragmata.
Wow.
Yep.
So, I mean, that is soon.
Which, spoilers, by the way, we will be doing a review of that game similar to the Resident Evil Requiem. So stay tuned for that.
Maybe we'll just become Oh my god, Famicom, Capcom.
It's the best of both worlds.
And then Nintendo goes like, "Why is your channel named after us?" Like, no, it's just Family and Capcom.
Wait, you guys had a Famicom? What is that?
No, we're Americans. We don't know anything about that.
Yeah, we don't know about that. What are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Well, I hope you get through your depression soon, Dennis.
I have played more of Super Mario Bros. Remastered.
Nice.
And specifically Lost Levels. And that game is fucking bullshit, dude.
The game is pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's like at least a C tier game.
No.
Yeah, it's perfectly worse. Unrelated, I haven't started it yet, but I am happy to report that in anticipation for our what I assume we'll be doing for Control Resonant, I did download the Ultimate Edition of Control to give that a playthrough.
Nice. The game's
glad
good.
That is cooking as we speak so that I can play it at some point soon.
I ended up platinuming Control. I liked it quite a lot. Alan Wake 2 is one that I adored even more and never finished, but so I need to go back to that.
Oh yeah, that was that came free on PS Plus recently. Snagged that. I'm gonna maybe hop on that as well. We'll see.
Game good. Y'all want to jump into 20 question?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Let me pull up.
I finally found out what game I'm doing.
Let's go.
I've been I've been working on the thumbnail.
Oh God,
Oh boy.
It looks fantastic.
is it us yassified?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my! Oh, I should AI jazzify our faces. Oh no, I don't. I'm tired. I don't want to do that. Could you just? Well, don't you have like the document that you have usually? Or do you
No,
rewrite it
I
every time?
lost it. I lost the old one, but I know
Cringe.
what the score is.
I like how it's just on a long sticky note.
Could you make it a less long sticky note, please?
No.
No.
All right, Curly. Oh well, let me intro it. If you're new to the channel, we do this every other week. It's our take of ripping off GameScoop, where we play a round of video game 20 questions. But instead of having the game provided by the audience, it's a 2v1, and the overall standings are recorded as such. Curly with 2 points, Dennis with 2 points, and me finally getting on the board last week with a game choice that may have irreparably damaged my friendship with Dennis, where I chose a
Time will
game he
tell.
worked on, Skylar and Plux. The winner of this will go on to receive the first pick in our Summer Games Fest edition of our fantasy draft. At some point, we're going to give an update on the standings for that, but not while I'm so far behind. We'll wait and do that when I've caught up a little bit. But yep, Curly's going to pick a game for this week, and Dennis and I have 19 questions and a guess to figure out what it is. Curly, Dennis, y'all ready? Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Was this game released in the 70s, 80s, or 90s?
No.
I mean, this could technically still be like Space War. Like,
Could
or
be what?
like, wasn't that the first game made in like the 60s or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
make sure y'all close your chat
I got
Yeah.
it
if
closed.
y'all have it open. Thank you, Shaboink. Also, Shaboink says he apologizes, Ryan, and he really actually respects and loves you.
Aw, I respect and love you too, Shaboy. Welcome back. We missed you. That's
Was this released before January 1st, 2015?
Yes.
okay. When it was released, was this game a console exclusive? Or should we ask platform, Dennis? What's
No,
the
just
best way to
ask
word
if it
that?
was. I like the question as it is.
Yeah. All right, take it as is, Curly.
Was
this
it
a console exclusive upon release?
Hold on.
Don't you have the Wikipedia page open?
Yeah. I'm gonna say no. With a tiny asterisk.
That the game was out on PC at the same time?
That would just make it not a console exclusive.
The term console exclusive is general. PC is generally excluded from that term.
Right. So, like, Well, hold on. Just so we're all on the same page. If you ask console exclusive, it could still be on the console and a PC.
PC's not a console.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if it came only to
Like
one
Xbox
console
calls,
and is on PC,
yeah.
that's
Like
still a console exclusive.
before Xbox started releasing all the games on PlayStation, they called their games console exclusive, even though they all came out on PC. Because they all came out on only Xbox. That is what
Okay.
console exclusive means, that it's only exclusive to one console.
To keep from misleading here, because I'm being kind, I'm going to say no. But no with an asterisk. Just a little asterisk.
So I think it was probably also released on PC at the same time.
Either that or does it being like simultaneously released on like a handheld is technically not a console, right?
I don't know, I guess.
Can we ask an off the record question? This is based off of Curly, your interpretation of the word console. Do you consider handhelds consoles?
I think that would depend on what console you're talking about.
Okay,
because the Nintendo Switch is a handheld and a console. So,
well, right, okay. So, for example, if this game was New Super Mario Bros. DS, and we would have asked, "Is this a console exclusive?" Would you have said yes or no?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what he's asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so like a handheld counts as a console.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I think. But if it did come to both, like a Game Boy and Nintendo or Super Nintendo, I don't know any examples of that. I don't know what I would
Brawl,
say.
right? Or Smash Bros. Brawl came to
Wii U, Smash Bros.
Not
for
Brawl,
Wii U and 3DS, but those were titled different. Those are different games.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. In your example, Dennis, I would have said yes. Take that however you need to.
Okay. All right, Dennis. So we got a game between the hopefully, if it's not a 50s or 60s game.
You could rule it out. One question. What is
We're
it?
not doing it. We're gonna roll with it. Between the years 2000 and 2015, and then was released on possibly a console and PC.
So, what are all the generations in this period? It is like technically the PS1 generation is still like technically active at this point. PS2, PS3, PS4. Yeah. Like very early PS4 still active here.
I mean, I would imagine we're looking at it. I mean, we could just. Oof. You want to narrow it down further with a year? Or do you want to start narrowing down like console generations?
Should we ask like, is this on PS3 or 4?
Got to be yes or no.
PS3 and or 4.
Is that the question?
No.
Should we ask
also,
the question?
I will note here, you did not put an asterisk on number 3. There's no asterisks anywhere on there. So
there you go.
Thank you.
Technically, the asterisk should be at the end.
Otherwise, now it looks like it's just a typo. Or an action.
Man, y'all would be like little grammar Nazis. We could ask like, was this released in or before the PS3 era of consoles?
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna frame it this way. Was this game released on any console in the same generation as PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4?
Yes.
Okay. So when did the PS3 console generation start?
I mean, it's technically started with the Xbox 360 in 2005, but that's the Xbox 360. The PS2 was still technically active until 2006. Wii also came out in 2006.
So we've whittled down another 5 years essentially.
Yeah. Should we try to figure out which platform this was on?
Well,
or let's ask if this is a first party game.
Okay. Is this a first party game?
Just let me check one thing.
The fact that he has to check
No.
is weird.
It is weird that he had to check that.
right off the bat, I feel like we can rule out Nintendo, right?
Yeah. Though he might have checked who the developer was and if they were owned by first party.
Right. So it could be like the elusive second party game or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe we should ask if this is a second party game.
I feel like that's a burn of a question.
I feel like considering he was checking, it's probably a second party game.
I mean,
what if he's just like playing the game though?
I'm just
like,
trying to be careful not to give the wrong information and not mislead you guys. That's all.
That's why I want to ask this clarifying question.
You can ask it. I have no problem with it.
I need Ryan's permission.
All right.
Is this a second party game? AKA, was it released by a first party but made by a studio that they don't own or didn't own at the time?
So like Bloodborne.
I would say no.
You mean I would say? It's like a pretty black and white situation.
I don't know. I guess.
Well, you can figure it out by checking the developer and see if they were acquired by the first party or not at the time of release. You should be able to see on the Wikipedia.
Or if the game was published by Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation.
Yeah, if
the game's published by any of those three, it's a second party game.
Okay, no.
Not a second party title. So it is a third party game.
Okay. So third party game, not a console exclusive. We should have just, in the future, we just need to ask, was this published by like a first party, like Sony? That rules out everything right there. So we've got 20 2005 to 2015. We're gonna just shoot. Was this released on the PS3?
It is the most likely option here.
Yeah. I
Though
think we just
it could still
shoot from
be
the
like a
hip.
360 or a Wii game.
Yeah, the 360 thing is the most intriguing because if it's not a console exclusive, meaning it was released on PC, but it's a third party game, so that doesn't matter.
Should we ask? Should we try to figure out? No. Okay. Let's. Should we ask just like, was this released on PS3, 360, or Wii?
I don't even think. Do we even need to ask Wii? Can we just say PS3 or 360?
Why could it? We could still be a Wii game.
Not if it's like. Well, I guess you're
Nintendo
right.
wasn't the only one who made Wii games.
Well, no, I get that, but like, I'm trying to think of like. If it came to Wii and didn't come to PlayStation or Xbox, but also came to PC, like
this was also the era of like, we're gonna actually just make a second completely different game on Wii and PS2.
Yeah. Is okay, so we'll shoot that. Is this a PS3, Xbox 360, or Wii game?
Yes.
I actually feel like he's just fucking with us with his long responses.
Okay.
You need to add or because we don't know if it's on all three of them.
That's true.
Why is the comment after or?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Shut up. Y'all are killing me.
You just removed the R. You're not even supposed to have a comma there at all.
God damn it.
Just shut the
Now there's no comma after the PS3.
Wait.
Diego said, "Oh boy, I love the Xbox 360." Oh.
Maybe we should ask if it's by one of the prominent publishers.
Okay.
Was this published by one of the prominent publishers?
No.
You need to write no question mark. What? How could you explain, at least explain where your question mark comes from?
Not really, without giving way too much. I feel like.
Is it more of like a almost prominent?
If I can guide you, I would get away from the first party, second party publisher prominent. Like, I just feel like I've given you enough information on that regard to think outside of, I don't know,
the traditional AAA space, meaning this is probably an indie.
Could this be an indie game? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I can't tell you until the reveal of why I'm puzzled to answer your questions.
Should we ask if this is an indie game?
I'm here for it.
Is this an indie game?
Not in the usual sense.
What? Man, your answers are supposed to be yes or no.
I could give you yes or no. That's not going to help you.
Oh my god.
Not an indie in the traditional sense is crazy.
I mean, I would probably say no.
So it's not a prominent publisher, not an indie, which means it's a. Well, should we ask if the publisher is still around?
The way that you questioned the prominent publisher was like one of the. That's I mean, that could be yes or no, depending on. Maybe change that to even a yes. I would say yes. I don't know.
We wouldn't have asked the indie.
Yeah, we wouldn't have asked the indie question.
I mean, it'll make sense. Hopefully. Or y'all are going to be mad.
Dude,
I don't know.
Okay, no, look, we're getting the 9 back. Because you're not being clear. You're not being clear enough, dude.
I told you to get away from that. I told you to get away from it.
We're getting the 9 back. You just changed an answer.
First party, second party.
Because of the way that you typed it out was different than the way that you said it. Fine, you can have 9 back. Sure.
Give them a refund. I can just see the top of the chat.
First, you need to hide the chat, dude.
I have the 20 questions over it. The only thing I can see is the poll up at the top.
Is this? Should we ask if this is part of a franchise?
Okay. Yeah. Is this part of a franchise?
Yes.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is fucking Final Fantasy or some shit, and it's gonna be. Why wasn't Square Enix like obvious?
The idea of ever calling Square Enix not a prominent publisher would be wild.
Well, because the way that it was worded was like prominent publisher, like is it an EA, Ubisoft, or like a first party? So it's
no, I mean we've already ruled out that it's not a first party. So we were asking like, is this like a Capcom, Square Enix, EA, Activision?
Right.
Should we try to narrow down genre? Or should we go back to console and try to figure out which console it's on? Or if it's on multiple?
I mean, we already know that it's quote unquote not a console exclusive. Except like, yes, it is. Like, I don't know, like it's so
I think the way I interpret his answer for number 3 is that it's released on one console, but it also came out on PC.
Yeah, that's how I interpret it too. I guess let's go genre.
Okay.
I would say let's ask like, is this a shooter? Because that was like really popular around this time.
Okay.
Is this a shooter or has shooting mechanics?
Yes.
That makes me think Xbox. Definitely leads me away from Wii.
I mean, there were a lot of shooters on Wii too.
But if it's like one, like maybe things that also came to Wii, but like if it's one and PC, I feel like the most likely culprit is Xbox.
Possibly. Yeah.
You want to ask? What about like? Is this a critically well received game? Would
Let's
that help
just
us in any way,
ask,
you
was
think?
this released on PC?
Okay. Was this released on PC
Initially, was this initially?
at the
Yeah.
time of its initial release? Did this also come out on PC?
Yes.
I don't know how to phrase this.
Initially released on PC.
So a shooter initially released on PC and potential. So that all but confirms our logic around 3.
I feel like,
Because
yeah.
if it's released on PS3, more than one of those 3, then it's just an outright no, and there's no asterisk.
Should we just ask if this is an Xbox 360 game?
Should we eliminate 2? Or try like shoot to eliminate?
I mean, we will either way.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, was this released on the Xbox 360?
Yes.
Initially. Okay, so it's a 360. I mean, it could, I guess, technically still have been released on PS3.
It couldn't have. Not given the way he's answered these questions.
Yeah. Maybe we should. Okay, maybe we should go. We should assume that this is a 360 and PC game.
I think because quite frankly, if it's not and it was released on PS3 or Wii, he messed up on 3.
So I am thinking. I'm thinking Mass Effect.
Ooh.
Because I don't think it was multi-platform until 3. And I think, 2 did come out on PS3, but later. But it was, the first one, I think, was either only Xbox at first or Xbox and PC. The second one, I'm pretty sure, was Xbox and PC at launch. PS3 came later, and 3 came out on all 3 at the same time.
Okay.
And the first one was published by Microsoft. So that would mean Mass Effect 2.
That's such an easy grab, though. Would he really go that?
Should we ask if this is a sci-fi game?
I'm down for that.
Is this a sci-fi game?
Yes.
Are we on the right path right now? Are we on the right path?
It feels pretty good. How do we narrow this down further? I've never played Mass Effect, so I don't know. We could ask: is this the second game in the franchise?
Maybe we should ask if this is a sequel.
Yeah.
Is this a sequel?
No.
Okay.
Ooh, that kills it.
Yeah, I do feel like that kind of kills it. Because I mean, it could. No, I mean, if it was Mass Effect 1, he would have not said no to the first party question, or said, well, he would have possibly said no to the first party question, but not the second party question. But he was also being kind of weird about it.
I would say more confused than weird, but all right.
But Mass Effect was also kind of confusing because it did go from Microsoft to EA. But also, like, I don't see how he would have been weird about not calling EA a prominent publisher. But yeah, I feel like Mass Effect is kind of out of it now, probably. But it is still a sci-fi game that is not a sequel. Released on the 360. Could this be No, it's not Halo. Halo is like the definition of a first party game.
Well, the first one has like weird things about its publishing, right? But I mean, that was OG Xbox, if anything.
Yeah, but I think they acquired Bungie before they published it. Because they like stole that game from Apple.
Yeah.
Can you
But, I mean,
imagine the alternate universe where Halo came out on Mac?
Yeah. So a sci-fi shooter released in the 360 on 360 and PC. Did Portal 2 come out on PC and Xbox?
Yes, but I don't know if it was at the same time. And I'm pretty sure
it's definitely on
Portal
PS3.
2 was also, we know it's not a sequel. So it would be Portal 1.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Never mind.
Portal 1 was definitely PC first. I'm like pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it came to console until the orange box.
What about Half-Life?
That I don't. No, I mean, Half-Life was also first on PC, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Half-Life 2 was in the orange box. And also, the first Half-Life would have been like in the Xbox, the original era.
Yeah.
I think.
Was there a Perfect Dark on the 360?
There was, but that's a first party game. They owned Ray.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wait, wasn't BioShock Toxic?
Ooh, okay. I think you're right.
And that was published by Take-Two or 2K.
That would be a weird one for 8. Like the fact that there was any question at all around it. But I wouldn't mind eliminating that as a possibility.
But would he have called it a sci-fi game?
I think it's absolutely sci-fi.
Yeah. Should we ask, does this game take place underwater?
Well,
Or do we have another better question to try to nail down BioShock?
Maybe we could just ask, is this part of the BioShock franchise?
I mean, if it isn't part of BioShock, like how can this question help us, basically?
Right.
Also, considering it's not a sequel, asking if it's part of BioShock is basically the same as asking if it's BioShock 1. Except we can't make a game guess, I suppose.
Yeah. What about a Fallout game?
Pretty sure all of those came to PS3 at the same time, except for No, I think those came out on PS3 at the same time.
Or any chance maybe a different game under the Bethesda umbrella was we could ask if it was published by Take-Two or Bethesda. That helps us a little bit more. And if it's one of those, like, if the answer is yes, then we
We could
probably know it
ask
is
if
BioShock.
we could ask if it's post-apocalyptic. That would count for BioShock.
Is BioShock post-apocalyptic?
I mean, or in well, I guess not post-apocalyptic, but like dystopian, I suppose, or like well like post active.
I still like just is this Take-Two or Bethesda?
Go for it.
Is this published by Take-Two or Bethesda?
No.
Part of me is kind of wondering, though I think this is kind of ruled out anyway. This would be ruled out anyway, but part of me thinks that BioShock, what the original BioShock was published by Microsoft. It was like a same as Mass Effect kind of situation, but I don't remember. And either way, it doesn't matter because it's not BioShock.
Yeah. Should we ask if this came to like PlayStation later, or like is this available to play on the PS5 or?
We can ask if if it ever came to a PlayStation console.
Okay, I like that.
Did this ever release on a PlayStation console?
Yes.
Maybe you should specifically note release later on a PlayStation. Do we ask if this game is available on a modern platform?
I mean, all 360 titles are, right?
Through like a port or a remaster, I would imagine. The question would be, I mean.
Okay. Yeah, go shoot it.
Is this game available on a modern platform through either a port or a remaster? Of course, not excluding. Of course, excluding PC because PC is eternal.
Yeah.
We got 2 questions and a guess. So we've got a shooter released on Xbox and PC, later released on a PlayStation console, part of a franchise.
It's available now.
It's a sci-fi game that's not a sequel. We could ask, have we mentioned this game so far?
No.
Game Scoop hack.
I mean, I guess we could ask that question, but we only have 2 more questions. Or, yeah, no, 2 more questions.
What if it's a licensed game?
Maybe we should ask that.
I'm down for it. Is this a licensed game?
No.
Not based on a license. Last question. Man, my knowledge of Xbox 360 shooters ain't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't like that.
Is this like I mean, the bro culture shooters released everywhere, right? The CODs, the Medal of Honors.
Could this be Bulletstorm? That was released on PS. No, that also, I think that also came out on PS3 at the same time. I think that was like a bro shooter made by people who worked on Gears of War.
Was it?
I think he was
what
published
about
by EA.
What about like a Doom? Oh no, Doom would be Bethesda, or like a. Was it like Unreal Tournament or something? Should we like? We should have fired off like a multiplayer question. Is this game like primarily multiplayer, or is it like a single player campaign? Because we wasted a lot on like.
Ask that now.
You want to? Is this game's focus primarily multiplayer?
Yeah.
You want to ask that? Is this game's focus primarily multiplayer?
No.
So we're looking at a game that is single player in nature. There's gonna be something stupid like Area 51.
Bro, that game ripped.
That game sucks, dude.
I'm gonna do a little thing here. Curly, you can decide whether or not you want to answer this. Have we mentioned this game so far?
We don't have any questions left.
I will decide on not giving you that.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can decide whether or not you want to answer this.
No, I'm good.
My guess is Doom 3. But I don't know why it would be Doom 3.
Doom 3 is Bethesda, right?
I don't think they owned it at the time. But that is that's a guess. It were definitely independent at some point.
But what about Dark Void?
I don't know. I don't know what Dark Void is.
It's a Nolan North. It's Drake. It's Drake with a jetpack from Uncharted.
The only thing that the only thing that keeps me from Doom 3 is like, why would Curly pick Doom 3?
Dark Void wouldn't be part of a franchise.
Also, Doom 3 is a sequel. It wouldn't be Doom 3. It can't be Doom 3.
Is it a sequel? Is the sequel just the second one in a franchise? Like
Curly, if this game was Doom 3, would you have classified it as a sequel?
Sounds like you're trying to ask if it's Doom.
Well,
3.
this is a definitional question. We have clarified earlier that those are allowed.
Sounds like you're trying to hack. You know what I'm saying?
No.
How about Curly? What is your definition of a sequel?
Would you define Doom 3 is a sequel.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's not Doom 3.
I see what he did there. He cheated though.
I mean, when would Doom 3 have released?
I want to go to bed, y'all. Come on.
Pick an easier game next time, then, you jerk. Contextual question, Curly. Are we going to be mad that we didn't get this game?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I just hope y'all aren't mad at me. That's what I'm worried about.
That remains to be seen.
Like, is this a game that you've talked about before, Curly?
Oh, absolutely. Well, probably.
What? Oh, is this like a Left 4 Dead?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is this Titanfall? No, that's a multiplayer shooter. It was specifically famous for not having a single player campaign.
Diego said, would Curly consider It Takes Two a sequel of a hypothetical game called It Takes? And I probably would, yeah.
I don't know, another one I thought of was Spec Ops: The Line. But I think that also came out on PS3, and it's not a sci-fi game.
Yeah, I forgot about the sci-fi aspect. It's definitely not Left 4 Dead.
Well,
also Left 4 Dead's multiplayer anyway. So.
Yeah.
Zombies are definitely sci-fi.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you what?
Zombies are not sci-fi.
I mean, they're kind of sci-fi.
They're not.
Most of the time, it comes from a virus from a lab, you know?
Sometimes it comes from there being no more room in hell.
Which sounds pretty fictional to me.
Shut up.
That's not very scientific.
Just half of the word doesn't apply. It's fine. I hate this. The guessers on this series are 1 in 5.
All right. I need to guess. I need to go to bed.
Yeah, we
gotta take a shower.
We gotta shoot.
Or do we give up?
You got anything, Dennis?
Trying to think about the games my brother played. He was a 360 guy.
Gears of War.
Gears of War is also a first-party game or a second-party game.
I'm being stupid.
We're gonna have to introduce like a timer or something in this game.
We need to think of.
I don't want to hear
anything.
it. We all take this long.
Yeah.
I know, but we shouldn't.
I don't care. We're like an hour from when we've usually gone this long. Or I guess I'm an hour behind.
Only you are an hour because you just had daylight savings time.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of literally any game that applies.
Got nothing, dude.
All right. Shall I reveal?
No.
We're gonna have to either put a timer or reveal or something.
Give us one hint, Curly. One hint.
No.
However vague
This
you
is a
want.
competitive game. I
Well,
want to win.
yeah, you can make it however vague you want.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
Could it be a sleep related game?
I say we've thrown in the towel. I don't think we're getting this.
We gotta guess something.
I mean, shoot. Doom 3. Oh wait, no, he said that would be a sequel.
Yeah. What was it that? Oh yeah, they already said it was a Take-Two or Bethesda. That's why we can do BioShock.
Wolfenstein.
Dude, I was thinking
2.
about like that like Wolfenstein 2009 or whatever it was.
Shoot it. That's fine.
The Wolfenstein game that came out in like 2009 or something.
No, sorry. All right. This game, I'll reveal it slowly as usual, is a 2007 game developed and published by Valve.
No. This is
originally
Half-Life.
Released in a bundle, the orange box, simultaneously for Windows and Xbox 360. It is a
What?
puzzle platformer utilizing shooting mechanics.
This is Portal.
This is Portal.
It's Portal. It's Portal. And here's where it gets tricky, because I know it's confusing, but
didn't the orange
here's
box
the
come
thing.
to PS3 at the same time?
It came to PS3 months after, which is why the asterisk was not a console exclusive on release, because it was literally months away. It released simultaneously on Xbox 360 and Windows in the orange box. Also, Valve is technically a first party of Steam. Valve, who's like a primary, like, you know what? Now do y'all see where I'm confused? Because Steam is like the biggest fucking platform of all time, and Valve is literally kind of a first party for them. I don't know how to answer that. Valve is weird. Also, is Valve a primary publisher? Yeah, I guess. I mean,
with a bullet.
They have like
with a
6
bullet.
games.
Valve is definitely a primary prominent publisher.
I don't know if we look at Valve the same way as EA. Like, I don't know. Like, I legitimately don't know, which is why I changed my answer to yes. And also, they're technically indie, but not in the traditional sense.
They are independent, yes.
Y'all are right there too. Y'all are right there.
We asked the question, have we mentioned this game?
No, we didn't ask the question.
No, I'm saying if we had asked that question.
If you had, which is why I politely declined.
Politely
declined. Oh,
I hate everything.
You cannot give me shit that this is an obscure one. Like, you
no,
can't do
absolutely not. That's why I hate everything. Like
the thing that tripped you guys up was the Windows 360 thing.
Yeah,
well, I was pretty sure
that also came to PC, not a PC game that also came to Xbox.
Well, the orange box is tricky because the games in orange box did come to PC first, except Portal was introduced in the orange box at the same time.
Yeah, I thought that was the case with all of them, including
so
Portal.
Wait, hold on. Orange box came out at the exact same time it was released on PC?
Or wait, did the orange box come out on PC?
For Windows and 360, yeah.
Oh. Wait, so like the separate release of Portal came later on PC?
Yeah, dude. And one thing that's weird that I didn't know, the first Portal you can't play on PlayStation 4 or 5, like natively. You can on PS3. And you can on Xbox technically by backwards compatibility.
But
But
wait,
yeah,
then you
it's
answered the
also
question
available-
incorrectly. Because we
What do you
said
mean?
via a port or remaster.
It did on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I do know
Bruh.
that. I do remember that. Welp. That was
Portal
like
1's not
through.
multiplayer either, too. Portal 2 is, but Portal 1's
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, oh man, they're like dancing around it so hard.
This sucks.
The only reason the Switch Portal came out is because about like Nvidia did the Portal RTX.
I think we as a trio have to just admit that we don't know ball. We're 1-6
So
as
hold on.
guesters on this podcast.
Can we define now? Like, is Valve first party for Steam or not? I don't know. Like, I'm legitimately like, I don't know.
I would say they are becoming a first party.
Right.
Definitely. But
So-
at the same time, they would only be a first. Like, I would say the only 2 first party games that they have made are Half-Life Alyx, or I guess 3, Half-Life Alyx, Aperture Hand Job, and Aperture Desk Job.
It's
Or
called
Hand Lab.
Hand Job.
Hand Lab is it called? It's called Hand Lab.
I think answering that question.
I think first party only classifies if it's released by the hardware maker.
I think answering that
Is
question.
they are a hardware maker.
Yeah,
So,
but
it's
like
weird.
the game needs to have been released on hardware, and the 2 pieces of hardware that they've made is the Valve Index and the Steam Deck. And right now they've only had 3 games that actually was developed and released on hardware that they made. And it's those 3.
Yeah. That's why that's what tripped me up on the I was like, get away from the publisher stuff because like I don't know how to answer them. Like I just
I don't think answering yes versus no on the not a first party title helps us much anyway. Like I don't think we would have gotten it if you had answered yes versus no.
And then it's like the second party one's obvious now, but I had to get you guys to define it because like I was like, man, I don't know what this game is. Is this just third party? But it's not really, but it is. But I don't fucking know. This game's weird.
I do say the 8 probably trips me up because like at first you said no, you just switched to yes, but like
yeah, well, because I was thinking when you said
for sure,
are they one of the prominent publishers? I was thinking like the big 3 and then EA, Activision, Ubisoft. And then as I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, technically Valve's released Counter-Strike, Team Fortress. It's like they haven't released that many games. So I'm like, are they a prominent publisher? They've released like huge games, but like not that many of them in comparison. Like
it also, what constitutes a franchise? Is 2 games a franchise?
I mean, it's had side spin-offs too, like Aperture Handjob.
That's a that's a Portal spinoff.
I mean,
Aperture.
Yeah, Aperture is the company.
I've never played Portal 1
in Portal,
and I've barely played any of Portal 2.
Aperture Handjob.
That's so good, dude. I just picture like because like Gladys is like you wouldn't believe the sickos that are down bad for Gladys of all like characters, but they're out there.
They're out there.
That would sell. That would sell. Like a VR Aperture Handjob game. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, Portal Bridge Builder. Yeah, Portal games are good. I'm glad I won still though. So thanks for that.
Yep, that puts Curly firmly in the lead with 3 points. Dennis at 2 points, and my loneliness down at 1 point. Oh man,
I just saw the thumbnail. God damn. Oh, you pulled that. I thought I opened that on the window.
That's amazing. I love it. All right. Well, Curly is a sleepy boy, so we're gonna go ahead and conclude there for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Check us out on YouTube, on Twitch, on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify. We got clips hopefully going up on a regular basis. My guys, how we doing? Uh, and we'll be back. We'll be back next week. Thank y'all so much for joining us, and we're out. Awkwardly wave goodbye.
No, I haven't stopped yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta pee so bad. Stop the stream.